Yo, it's your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics, back at you with a new video. Today is Sunday, July 20th, 2025, with your boy Ryan and the Northwest Sports Fanatics. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Smash that like button either now or on your way out. Donate to your boy if you can. Cash App $ORIONNWSF or the YouTube Super Chat right here. We got the Houston Astros versus the Seattle Mariners. First pitch is going to be here in roughly 5 minutes. So let's cue up the music, take a look at the thumb, and let's get into the starting lineups. Happy Sunday, everyone. And on the thumb on the left is Jose Altuve. And on the right, our center fielder stud, Julio Rodriguez. Now let's get into the starting lineups here first for the visiting Houston Astros. Leading off for the Astros in right field, Cam Smith. Batting second, playing second base, Jose Altuve. Batting third, DHing for the Astros, Victor Caratini. Batting cleanup, batting fourth, first baseman, Christian Walker. Batting fifth, catching today for Houston, Yanier Diaz. Batting sixth, the former Seattle Mariner, center fielder, Taylor Trammell. Batting seventh, playing third base, Mauricio Dubon. Batting eighth, playing left field, Cooper Hummel. And batting ninth, playing shortstop for the Astros, Zach Short. And on the mound, their number one, 9-4 record, an ERA of 2.43. He is a stud, Hunter Brown. And now let's get into the starting lineups for your Seattle Mariners. Leading off for the Mariners at shortstop, J.B. Crawford. Batting second, playing center field, Julio Rodriguez. Batting third, DHing today for Seattle, the best catcher in baseball, big dumper, Cal Raleigh. Batting cleanup, batting fourth, left fielder, Randy Arozarena. Batting fifth, playing second base, Jorge Polanco. Batting sixth, playing first base, Luke Raley. Batting seventh, catching today for the Mariners, Mitch Garver. Batting eighth, playing right field, Dominic Canzone. And batting ninth, playing third base, Miles Mastrobuoni. And on the mound, our number one, 8-4 record, ERA of 2.75. It is the year of the Woo, Brian Woo. And we're going to be shooting for 20 likes within the first hour, 50 at the halfway point, and then obviously we'll be going for 100 likes and 100 on the dono pane. Let's go, baby. We've already won the series, and it definitely feels good, but we want to be able to get the brooms out and go for the sweep. And again, this gives us the best chance to do that with either Brian Woo or Logan Gilbert on the mound against their number one, Hunter Brown. Again, Carlos Vargas, is one of those guys, anytime you end up bringing a guy like that in, even when you have a 3, 4, 5 run lead, it can evaporate really quick. And we saw that last night. But luckily, we ended up getting a little Mariner magic late, and we found a way to come back and win, obviously in extras. And that's not going to always happen, but we found a way to win 7-6. We won game 1, 6-1, and we're definitely trying to go for the brooms and get the sweep here. We know it's going to be very difficult, but definitely doable. And again, we're just trying to get caught up in the standings. And again, I like our chances today. Cool Kid in the building. What's good? Petro in the building. Let's get another dub. Captain in the building. Go Mariners. TF in the building. What's good? Let's go, baby. I am ready. And again, the Astro lineup isn't the greatest. You know, they've had a lot of injuries, and Isaac Paredes ended up getting hurt running to first. And, you know, even though the Astros are our main rival, I'll be real. I feel a little sorry for them. You know, again, they still have a better record than us at this point. You know, but injuries have really hit that team hard. And again, you know, we've had injuries ourselves, you know, early in the year with obviously our pitching staff with Logan Gilbert and George Kirby, Bryce Miller, Ryan Bliss. You know, the list goes on and on. Victor Robles, you know, Luke Raley was sidelined for a little bit. But again, you know, to be able to have the record that they have, really with not a lot. No Bregman on the Red Sox. No Tucker on the Cubs. Yordan Alvarez been injured almost the whole year with the wrist. Jeremy Pena has a rib issue. Really, they only have Jose Altuve and a bunch of role players. And then Paredes was a guy that kind of was the number 2 after Pena went down, and even when Pena was playing. And now, you know, they're pretty much looking at Altuve and a bunch of role players for the most part. But again, they do have Hunter Brown on the mound. They're number 1. So we'll see how they set the tone early. This could be a pitcher's duel, but I still have confidence that we can get the job done. I always love this rivalry. You know, Astro fans hate the Mariners. Mariner fans, we don't like the Astros either. This is our number 1 rival. You know, obviously we have heated matchups with the Astros as number 1, Rangers, Athletics, Angels, Yankees. You know, there's a lot of others that we definitely get up for, but nothing gets us more amped up than when we play this team and we win. And again, they've owned us, you know, for quite some time. Within the last couple years, we've started to kind of push back a little bit, and it's a little bit more even, which is a great thing to see for us Seattle fans. And we like our chances, obviously, not only this year, but moving forward. First pitch for Brian Wu to Cam Smith. Low and away with the 4-seam fastball, 94 miles an hour, 1-0 count. 1-0 pitch, big swing and a miss right down the middle to Cam Smith. 1 ball and 1 strike here early in the top of the first. Let's go, baby. And we already won the series, and that's great. But again, when you're in a position to be able to win the first 2 games, you know, you want to go for the sweep. And again, it's going to be challenging, but both pitchers are amazing. And hopefully that magic number, 5 runs, 7 to 10 hits, we get that, we should be able to get the dub. 1-1 pitch, big swing and a miss right down the middle. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Cam Smith. Let him know, baby. Let's get it. Trident's up. Michael, great to see you back. Odin in the building. What's good? Carl Laftis extended. Let's go. Joey in the building. Appreciate that. You know, I really do give everything I got, you know, and again, there's a lot of prep and a lot of, you know, research and stats and analytics and vlogs and blogs and everything that I got to do this. But again, it's worth it, you know, when you're chasing your dreams. And I really do appreciate every single one of y'all, the newbies, the new subs, the OGs. I love you. Pitch fouled off right down the middle. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Cam Smith. 1-2 pitch. Low and away with the slider, 89 miles an hour. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Brian Wu to Cam Smith. Eli in the building. Go M's, Trident's up. And, you know, again, we want to be able to make baseball fun. And I try to, you know, give a spin on things that are going to be a lot different than any other streamer that's on planet Earth that does sports or wrestling. And again, you know, there's a lot of, you know, streamers out there, you know, that will be about, you know, their team, but kind of shit on the other team and not give the other team credit when credit needs to be given. And we're the opposite. You know, we're going to definitely make sure we give credit where credit is due, even if it is the opposite team to the Mariners or whoever we're streaming. In play, and Smith grounds out to JP, throw to first, and there we go. 1 away. Next up for the Astros, their best player, second baseman Jose Altuve. Now, he didn't have a good game 1. killed it in game 2 with no homers, but again, still getting on base multiple times. And again, hopefully this will be more like game number 1, where Altuve ends up going, 0 for 4 or 0 for 5, or maybe 1 for 5 or 1 for 4 if it ends up being just like a single. But again, we want to make sure we limit the damage, especially with all the injuries that they have had. 0-1 pitch, fouled off, high and away. No balls and 2 strikes from Bryan Woo to Jose Altuve. Top of the first inning, we're knotted up here 0 early on. Appreciate you, Odin. Odin's getting us on the board. Appreciate you. Let me know what you want to do photo-wise, and I got you if there's anything specific. It's always good when we can get the dono train started early, and it helps us, get our goals a little bit quicker. 0-2 pitch, and Altuve lines out to left, 2 away. There we go. Odin with a tenor, my boy, one of the original OGs to the channel, has always been loyal, and it's all about being loyal to the soil. Stacks, racks with a little Cactus Jack. I appreciate you. Bang, bang. We're at 10:90 to go to hit the goal. Let's go, baby. Next up for the Astros, Victor Caratini. First pitch from Bryan Woo to Caratini. Takes a strike looking with the 4-seam fastball, 95 miles an hour, low and away, 0-1 count. Top of the first inning, 0-0. Woo on the mound, Caratini in the box. Let's go, Woo. We need to wheel and deal, baby. In play on the 0-1 pitch, and Caratini singles to right. Nice hit there by Caratini, showing some emotion. Next up, first baseman, cleanup hitter, Christian Walker. Let's go, Woo. We need you, baby. And you have been fantastic this year. First-time All-Star, and it won't be the last time you see Bryan Woo in the All-Star game. And, just a couple years ago, he was our 5-hole, pitcher, but you could see the potential that he could definitely catch up, to Bryce Miller, Luis Castillo very easily, and even get towards the top with guys like George Kirby and Logan Gilbert. And his progression needs to be studied. It's fantastic. And again, this, Mariner pitching staff and the coaches have a great way of developing talent. And we have Durangelo, obviously, in the farm, who can pitch left or right-handed, insane. And then we ended up getting the best player in the draft, Cade Anderson, LSU lefty, in the 3rd pick overall. And I know that the Nats and the Angels are going to regret it by not snagging him. And I can't wait to be able to see those guys get called up in the next couple years. 1-1 pitch, big swing and a miss right down the middle. 4-seam fastball by Woo. 95 miles an hour, wheeling and dealing. 1 ball and 2 strikes with a runner at first with 2 outs. Woo on the mound, Christian Walker in the box. Cole with a dollar holla. Every dollar counts, man. Stacks, racks, Cactus Jack, bang, bang. And I saw that Chase Elliott was doing pretty good for the most part with the NASCAR Cup Series race there at Dover, so I was watching that as well. And it's all about Napa know-how. And hopefully Chase Elliott can be in victory lane. 1-2 pitch, fouled off, high and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Christian Walker. 1-2 pitch, high and away with the 4-seam fastball. 96 miles an hour by Bryan Woo. 2 balls and 2 strikes with a runner at first and 2 outs. We're still knotted up here at 0 early on. All day in the building. What's good? Let them know. I'll get you something, Odin. Yeah, at some point it's going to be, and big swing and a miss. There we go. Bryan Woo with out number 3. See you later, Christian Walker. Nice electricity early by Bryan Woo. Get the job done, young man. Nice job. Top of the first is over. Let's go to the bottom of the first and see who's up next for the Mariners. But at some point, it's going to end up being Brian Wu, Logan Gilbert, George Kirby, Durangelo, and Cade Anderson. And when that ends up happening, we might end up having the best starting five in baseball at that point once those two farm guys, get developed. They're going to be better than Bryce Miller, Luis Castillo, Emerson Hancock, and Logan Evans, like by far. And again, Durangelo being able to pitch from the left side and the right side gives us something that no other team has. And Cade is one of the best lefties that we've seen as far as draft picks within the last probably 10 to 15 years. I'm not necessarily saying he's going to be a lefty Paul Skeens, but he'll definitely be very good for us. And we don't really have any starters that are lefties. So that was a great draft pick by Seattle. And again, we're on the up and up. And again, we should be able to start making some deep runs in the playoffs pretty consistently, even though we do have a few holes that we need to fill. First base, third base, a little bit of depth in right field, and especially in the bullpen. But I still like our chances to make a great run this year. Leading off for the Mariners here in the bottom of the first, shortstop stud, J.P. Crawford. Batting second, center fielder, Julio Rodriguez. And batting third, DHing today, big dumper, Cal Raleigh. Let's go, baby. Let's see if I can pull up a couple photos for Odin here quickly. Maybe do a little Wyatt 6 and a little Bray Wyatt. I know how much you love that faction and Bray as much as I do as well. Appreciate you and all your support. I hope that you're having a good weekend. And Cole, let me know if there's something you want me to pull up F1 wise, and I got you. Got the next one loading here shortly. First pitch, high and away, 0-1 count to J.P. Crawford. 0-1 pitch, right down the middle, takes another strike looking. No balls and 2 strikes from Hunter Brown, who's a stud, 9-4 record, 2.43 ERA. Not going to be easy here today for J.P. Crawford. 0-2 pitch, fouled off, right down the middle. No balls and 2 strikes to J.P. Crawford. Two pitch, fouled off again, low and away. Hunter Brown on the mound, their number one and their ace versus Brian Wu, our number one and our ace. J.P. Crawford in the box. Obviously want to start another hit streak. And again, he ended up taking a walk. But again, it's not easy to be able to get hit streaks even over 10. And again, we're starting to kind of get into a good rhythm. Obviously, after that Tiger series and post the All-Star break, we're 8 games above 500, and that's the most that we've been up. As far as being above 500, 8 games was kind of where we peaked, and we're there again. And down goes JP on strikes. Hopefully, he'll be able to get on base later in the matchup. 1 away. Nice job there by Hunter Brown, wheeling and dealing early. Next up for the Mariners, center fielder Julio Rodriguez. And obviously, we're going to always be hard on a guy like Julio Rodriguez. But if you actually look, at the All-Star, lineup, and you look at others that are in the American League, there's guys, like Javi Baez that ended up playing center, even though he's more of a shortstop, second baseman. Would you rather have him over Julio? The answer is no. You got guys like Byron Buxton, who are pretty good but are injury prone. and he's having a great year this year, I'd rather have Julio. And then you got guys like George Springer, that struggled last year and is having a great year this year. So even though the criticism is always going to be very calculated with Julio, at the end of the day, he still is going to be, better than most of the center fielders in the game. It's just our expectations might be a little too high. Everyone wanting Julio to be Cal Raleigh, and it's okay. For every Jordan, you need a Pippen. And again, we just need Julio to play within himself, and eventually the good plays and the good runs in the box are going to happen naturally. 0-1 pitch, fouled off, low and inside. No balls and 2 strikes from Brown to Julio Rodriguez. Let's go, baby. Try that up. And obviously, we know he's great at defense. Running on the bags this year has been a little sloppy. He's been, a little lackadaisical and, sometimes leaning a little too hard, towards second and getting thrown out at first, or trying to make, a single into a double, or trying to steal a bag and get thrown out. But overall, with all that being said, I still would rather have Julio than most of the center fielders that are in the game. It's just, he's not starting as fast, maybe in his career as we would like, but still a very solid player. 0-2 pitch, low and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Julio Rodriguez. 1-2 pitch, big swing and a miss. And that's not surprising, especially with a guy like Hunter Brown. I mean, this is their number 1 pitcher. He's 9-4, ERA of 2.43. He's probably going to get quite a few strikeouts today, just like Brian Wu. Should be a pitcher's duel. But at some point, we have to assume that the bats will open up, whether it be, late in the, matchup, and maybe in the 5th or 6th inning when Hunter Brown and Wu are just about to exit, or possibly when a bullpen has a fucking meltdown. Next up is big dumper Cal Raleigh. First pitch to Cal Raleigh, takes a strike looking low and away, 0-1 count. And we're looking for home run number 39 and home run number 40. We'll take singles, we'll take doubles, but at the end of the day, we're looking for tridents up. We're looking for that home run, baby. I got you. I'll get some Christopher Bell for you once I have a chance here. Bottom of the first inning, 0-0, Astros and Mariners. We've already won the series, but again, we're trying to go for the sweep. Let's go, baby. A 1 pitch, in play, and Raleigh singles to center. There we go, baby. And again, it's been a little kind of a cool-off period since he ended up going into the All-Star break, and he ended up winning the home run derby, which was amazing. But again, not every hit is going to end up being a home run, as we know, but we'll take singles. Nice job by big dumper Cal Raleigh. Next up is Randy Arozarena. Takes a strike swinging right down the middle, 0-1 count. 0-1 pitch, high and away, four-seam fastball, missing the corner, barely, 98 miles an hour. 1 ball and 1 strike to Randy Arozarena. Let's go, Randy. We're going to need your hustle in left field, which has gotten better lately, but we're also going to need that bat to come alive. Let's go, Arozarena. Bottom of the first inning, 0-0, Astros and Mariners. Hunter Brown on the mound, Randy Arozarena in the box. Come on, Randy, let's go. 1-1 pitch, low and at the knees. 2 balls and 1 strike to Randy Arozarena. Two 2-1 pitch, fouled off right down the middle. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Randy Arozarena. Bottom of the first, runner at first with a broken bat single by big dumper Cal Raleigh. Nice to be able to see him get off the schneid, so to speak. And hopefully we'll have him go yard in this particular series at some point in this game number 3, the rubber match. I'm hoping we get this sweep as well, especially since the Astros are in their, division and they're a few games up on us in the standings. And what a better way to be able to get closer to them by getting a sweep right after the All-Star break when we ended up winning 3 straight against the Tigers in Detroit and scoring 35 runs. So again, even though this team isn't 100% complete with holes at first base, third base, right field, and the bullpen, at any given moment, we can shine. And that's a lot of, high expectations for us Mariner fans, but also realistic expectations. 2-2 pitch. Low and away. Cutter missing the strike zone there by about a foot. Count now is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes from Hunter Brown to Randy Arozarena. And hopefully we can get Hunter Brown to have a, slight meltdown. Walk a couple guys, maybe hit a couple guys, but don't injure us. And again, we're still a little shocked as Arozarena strikes out there for out number 3. But, they didn't retaliate after Vargas, ended up almost hitting an individual in the head. And when he was bunting and kind of, pulling his body forward, and then next batter plugged him in the back and almost made us lose yesterday. So again, not ideal when you end up having a situation like that, but so far so good. Astros not plotting any revenge, at least at this moment. End of the first inning, 0-0 Astros and Mariners. Let's get a couple white 6 here up and a Christopher Bell for Cole. Appreciate you, Odin. Let's see if I can get a Christopher Bell up here shortly. Get you one of the car and one of the driver. He's having a fantastic year and definitely has a chance to win the championship this season. Appreciate you guys very, very much. We're at 11:89 to go to hit the goal. And let's see who's up next here in the top of the second for the Houston Astros. Next up for the Stros in the 5-hole, Yanier Diaz. Batting second, the former Seattle Mariners center fielder, Taylor Trammell. And batting third baseman in the 7-hole, Mauricio Dubon. Let's go, Brian Wu. First pitch for Brian Wu to Yanier Diaz, fouled off right down the middle, 0-1 count. Oh, 0-1 pitch, fouled off, low and at the knees. No balls and 2 strikes from Wu to Yanier Diaz. Top of the second inning, we're knotted up at 0. Let's go, baby. Yeah, I hope so. I mean, nothing would be better for us. Obviously, me being a super fan of Chase Elliott and you being a super fan of Christopher Bell. Absolutely. Unfortunate spin out for Bell, but hopefully he'll be able to get back up to the front of the pack. 0-2 pitch, high and away. No balls and 2 strikes from Wu to Yanier Diaz. Now, only problem is that, when you have elite pitchers in Hunter Brown and Brian Wu, not very many home runs or ribbies are typically going to happen. You're going to have to wait for these guys to exit, and then we'll see what, team has a meltdown in the bullpen, and we'll go from there. You're probably only going to get, best case scenario, 1 to 3 runs on these starting pitchers, and sometimes it will be a 0. And you're just going to have to wait it out to the second half of the game once the bullpen comes in, and then it'll be a little bit of a sprint for those last 3 innings. 0-2 pitch, Big swing and a miss. Nice punch out there by Brian Wu. Let's go, baby. I like what I'm seeing. Way to bring that electricity. One away. Next up, the former Seattle Mariner in the 6 hole, center fielder Taylor Trammell. First pitch from Brian Wu, high and away, four-seam fastball, 95 miles an hour, 1-0 count. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. You haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. Help us get to 100 likes before the stream ends, and we're looking to try to get to 100 on the dono train. So far, we're doing pretty good. It looks like we're at 37, now 39. We need 11 more likes to get to 50, and that'll be the halfway point. So we have at least, 50 people in the room that haven't done it yet. So we get a few of those people to do it. We should be able to hit our numbers quicker and sooner than later. 2-0 pitch. Takes a strike swinging right down the middle. 2 balls and 1 strike from Brian Wu to Taylor Trammell. What's good, brother? How are you? Let him know all day. You've done a great job stepping up. It's obviously you and Captain kind of leading the way, and it's always good to be able to, have individuals that are going to be able to help and, take this channel where it deserves to be. 2-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Wu to Trammell. And there's a good chance that each pitcher, will have 8 Ks or more in the matchup. It really depends on pitch count and, if these guys are going to go 7th inning or if one of them gets roughed up a little early and gets pulled in the 5th. Hopefully that'll be Brown, and we can take advantage of that at that time. 2-2 pitch. Fouled off. High and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Taylor Trammell. Yeah, if you want to, give me an update on, who are sitting in the top 5 or the top 10, Cole, or any type of updates, don't hesitate not to do that. I know you're probably going to do that anyways, but just to be able to know where individuals are at for Chase and Bell. And, there's a good chance, and again, I'm really hoping that Chase can get into the victory lane again, just to gain some momentum as we're getting closer and closer to the NASCAR Cup Series playoffs. 2-2 pitch. Fouled off, high and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Wu to Taylor Trammell. We gained a sub already. Gaining about 5 to 20 subs daily now, which is fantastic. 2-2 pitch. Low and at the knees, low and away with that slider, 89 miles an hour by Brian Wu. Count now is full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, nobody on, and 1 out. We're in the top of the 2nd inning. 0-0 Astros and Mariners. Tridents up. Elliott, Bowman, Hamlin, Byron, and Briscoe. Wow. 3-2 pitch. And Trammell lines out to Julio Rodriguez in center. 2-0. Next up for the Astros, 7-hole hitter, 3rd baseman Mauricio Dubon. Let's go, Wu. Perfect. Yeah. Obviously, we don't need updates every minute or, every couple minutes, just obviously, key points in the race. First pitch and Dubon, infield single to 3rd and safe. Nice hit there by Mauricio Dubon. Next up, 8-hole hitter, left fielder, Cooper Hummel. And hopefully we can get a pop-up, ground out, or a strikeout here on Cooper, or a force out at second. Top of the 2nd inning, runner at first, Mauricio Dubon, Cooper Hummel in the box, and on deck, Zach Short. And I know for a lot of MLB fans, regardless if you're watching the Astros on a regular basis or not, the lineup definitely does not look like it used to. That is facts. First pitch to Hummel, and lines out to left. Randy Arozarena and company are out there, no-fly zone in full effect, and that is out number 3. Great job by Brian Wu and Hunter Brown here early, and let's go to the bottom of the 2nd inning, and let's get on the board. I know it's going to be tough within these first 6 innings, and it'll be a sprint in the 7th, 8th, and 9th, but if we can find a way to get 1 to 3 runs on Brown within the first 6 innings, just to kind of set the tone. And then at some point, if he gets fatigued or starts, kind of having a meltdown, then we can take advantage even more at that time. But it wouldn't shock me either way that we get 1 to 3 runs on him in the first 6 innings, or if we end up getting nothing and we have to wait for both studs to exit. Number 1 pitcher, Hunter Brown, number 1 pitcher, Brian Wu, and then we end up having just to grind it out in the last 3-4 innings for the victory. Next up in the 5 hole, second baseman, Jorge Polanco. Let's go Polo. Batting second in the 6 hole, first baseman, Mr. Hustle, Luke Raley. He may not be Charlie Hustle like Pete Rose, but he definitely brings the energy and the hustle for the Seattle Mariners, and I really appreciate that. And batting third, a guy that has actually been playing considerably better this year compared to last year, and can even occasionally give you a kind of an unexpected home run or RBI, Mitch Garver. Try dance up. Let's go Mariners. And again, I love this team, and again, it's really exciting to see where this team can go. And again, we know that the Astros are a good team. We know the Blue Jays and the Yankees are good teams. We know the Tigers are a good team, but, I feel that we match up really well, even based on how the team sits currently. And if we can add, Naylor or Eugenio Suarez, or, end up getting a couple bullpen guys to replace shitty ones like Vargas, the sky's the limit. And again, anything can happen when you can get into the playoffs. And again, there should be some deep runs for this Mariner team in the next 10 to 20 years. Hell, it could even be this year. First pitch, high and away to Jorge Polanco. Good eye, 4-seam fastball off the plate by about 3 feet, 95 miles an hour by Hunter Brown, 1-0 count. One-0 pitch, high and away with that 4-seam fastball to Jorge Polanco. 2 balls and no strikes to Polo. Let's go, baby. Judah in the building. What's good, brother? 2-1 pitch, high and away, and then low and away. 3 balls and 1 strike from Hunter Brown to Polo. Had that strike looking at the bottom of the strike zone for pitch number 3 with the changeup, then goes back to back with another changeup, but low and at the knees. 3 balls, 1 strike. Let's see if we can get a walk, or if Polo can find the right pitch to be able to get a single, double, or an unexpected home run on Hunter Brown. Try dance up. Let's go M's. Three-one pitch, fouled off high and away. 3 balls and 2 strikes from Brown to Polanco. Yeah, Julio's never getting traded. And again, for all the people that, go above and beyond with the hate on him, you got to look at the rest of the players that played the position. I would rather have Julio, like Javi Baez. They started at center field, even though he plays second and short. I would rather have Julio. I'd rather have Julio over Buxton. I'd rather have Julio over Springer. Again, he's young, and Polo pops up to the shortstop, 1 away. And again, he's a streaky player. He's not going to be great for, 6 months in a row. He's only going to be good for, half of the season where he's like elite. And then the other half of the season, he's, kind of struggling, trying to find himself. But again, the more that he works with Cal and with, Edgar Martinez and Seitzer and Ichiro and Dan Wilson, eventually we'll be able to get him more on a consistent level, is what we're hoping. 0-1 pitch, takes a strike looking high and away. No balls and 2 strikes from Hunter Brown to Luke Raley. Let's go, Luke. And honestly, we know Julio's great at defense, and there's going to be times where, we want more, from him in the box and not being so overly aggressive. And he has adjusted, on just swinging at everything in the first 2 pitches. He's gotten much better. And if you watch the Tigers series, he definitely started to break out. But if you go and compare every single center fielder that's out in the game, there are maybe a couple, guys that I would obviously want over Julio. But again, if we're going to end up, making deep runs, Julio is going to be a part of the picture and part of the equation. 0-2 pitch. Big swing and a miss. Hunter Brown with a nice punch out there on Luke Raley. I see you. 2 away. Nice job by Hunter Brown bringing that electricity, baby. And again, their ace, 9-4 record, ERA of 2.43. So it might be slim pickings for, the hitters for Brown and Wu, respectively, because they are that damn good. Next up is Mitch Garver. Let's go, Mitch. I mean, and trust me, it's like I get as frustrated as anybody with a guy like, with Julio's potential and the contract that we gave him. But you also have to realize when we gave him the money, what we did, he's not like a top 5 paid player. He's like 60th in payroll. So he actually, got a lot of money at the time. But now, with more money, and obviously we don't have like a salary cap like, the NFL and other sports. 0-1 pitch, and Garver with an unexpected single to left. And he is safe. There we go. But again, it's not like he's, paid as one of the highest paid guys. Again, it's just we want him to be able to watch film, work with the other coaches, and put in, as much work as he can. So that way that he can be a guy that earns, the all-star bid instead of just being a popular player, a guy that actually is earning, his dues. First pitch for Hunter Brown to Dominic Canzone. Big swing and a miss, high and away. 0-1 count. Hunter Brown on the mound. Dominic Canzone in the box. Let's go, Dom. Oh, 0-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss. Low and away. No balls and 2 strikes to Dominic Canzone. Come on, Dom. Oh, 0-2 pitch, high and away, 4-seam fastball, 99 miles an hour, missing the strike zone by about a foot. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Dominic Canzone. Hunter Brown on the mound, Canzone in the box. Let's go, baby. 1-2 pitch, high and away, 4-seam fastball. Tries to paint the corner and barely misses it by Hunter Brown. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Dominic Canzone. Let's go, baby. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. You haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. Help us get to 100 likes and 100 on the dono train before the stream ends. We've been gaining a lot of momentum as of late. Appreciate every single one of y'all. 2-2 pitch, and that is strike 3. Down goes Dominic Canzone. But again, when you're going against their number 1 pitcher, not going to be easy. And again, nice to be able to see at least some of the guys, try to get some singles, but you're typically not going to get home runs on these guys often. 2 hits apiece, kind of what I expected. And hopefully at some point, Brown will have a slight meltdown and we can take advantage. Let's go to the top of the 3rd inning and see who's up next here for the Astros. Looks like the Astros are making a substitution. Looks like Whitcomb is coming in. Shea Whitcomb. That might be for Zach Short. I don't know if Zach Short is injured, but all right, let's go to the top of the 3rd inning. And that was supposed to be Zach Short, but I don't know what happened. Something injury-wise. I imagine the broadcast will mention it here shortly. So coming in will be Shea Whitcomb. And batting second back at the top of the order will be Cam Smith, 0 for 1. And batting third 0 for 1, Jose Altuve. If I can find another photo better than the one that he doesn't really have a whole lot. I mean, he's not a regular player, so I think that might be the best one that I can find at the moment. Let's go, baby. First pitch from Brian Wu to Shea Whitcomb. Takes a strike looking right down the middle. 0-1 count. Oh, 1 pitch, fouled off right down the middle. No balls and 2 strikes from Wu to Whitcomb. Here we go. Great job by All Day and Captain. You know, we have to be the three amigos, you know, and again, every single channel, you know, that has success, you know, whether it's on YouTube or Twitch, you know, you definitely need people that are going to be able to support the dream and the vision. And I appreciate the two of you. You guys have gone above and beyond, and I'm really happy to have you. 1-2 pitch, fouled off high and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes here in the top of the third from Brian Wu to Shea Whitcomb. And we hit our halfway goal about 2 innings early, which is great. And we have a good chance to be able to get to that 100 likes. We've about half of the people in the room that have hit the like button so far. So if we can get the other half to do it, we'll be right there. 1-2 pitch, fouled off, low and at the knees. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Wu to Whitcomb. We're at 11 on the dono train, 89 to go to hit the goal. Hamlin Bowman, 103, and obviously less than 100 now, so hopefully Chase can be in position when it matters the most. 1-2 pitch, high and away. 4-seam fastball, 94 miles an hour by Brian Wu, barely missing the zone. 2-2 pitch, and that is strike 3 looking. See ya! Nice job by Brian Wu, wheeling and dealing, baby. Way to bring that electricity. We'll go over the stats of the pitchers here in about another inning or so. Next up, right fielder Cam Smith. I figured the Ron was Byron. So, top of the third inning, 0-0 Astros and Mariners. First pitch from Brian Wu to Cam Smith. Big swing and a miss, high and inside with that sinker. 0-1 count. Brian Wu on the mound. Cam Smith in the box. 0-1 pitch, low and away with that sweeper, barely missing the zone. 1 ball and 1 strike to Cam Smith. 1-1 pitch, big swing and a miss, low and at the knees. Beautiful pitch by Brian Wu. 1 ball and 2 strikes with nobody on and 1 out. Top of the third inning, we're knotted up at 0 with a pitcher's duel. We're in game number 3 in the set. We won the first 2 games, and we're trying to go for the sweep. 1-2 pitch, big swing and a miss, and another punch out by Brian Wu. Let's go. Nice job by Brian Wu, providing the electricity as usual. Our number 1 this year, especially since we had injuries to Logan Gilbert, George Kirby, and Bryce Miller. Wu held it down and is continuing to hold it down this year. And if we actually are being honest about it, at the end of last year, Brian Wu was the best pitcher on the team at that point. So it should be no surprise to anyone that he ended up making the All-Star game this year based on how he played in the second half of last year, and it carried over into this year. Magnificent man on and off the field, and a great pitcher on the mound with great leadership, and he's a great teammate. First pitch to Jose Altuve. Low and away with that sinker. 1-0 count. Top of the third inning. 0-0 Astros and Mariners. Brian Wu on the mound. Jose Altuve in the box. 1-0 pitch. In play. And Altuve grounds out to third. Throw to first from Mastroboni. And that is out number 3. There we go. Good defense there. And speaking of Miles Mastroboni, up next in the 9-hole, third baseman Miles Mastroboni. Batting second, shortstop J.P. Crawford. And batting third, center fielder Julio Rodriguez. Trident's up. We're looking for homers, baby. Now, once we end up getting Cole to a point where we have, maybe like 15 laps left, let me know in the chat. So that way I can open up a separate window and I can watch the last 10, 15 laps and see what happens. So, I would have it up right now, but I already have like 1 billion screens up. So I got to make sure I have all the stat pages up, all the different broadcasts up, for the Mariners and the Astros, and I have to be able to produce the show and obviously do the play-by-play in color. So I'll wait till we get a little bit closer towards the end and then I'll pull it up. Top of the third, 0-0 Astros and Mariners. James in the building. What's good? Go M's. Yeah, we'll see. Legomina did great. Vargas obviously, is a liability. So it's like pretty much anybody but him, and whatnot. So, we'll see how it ends up going here today. But pretty much as long as we don't see Vargas, we should be able to win. You would assume. Is it possible that some of the other guys, have some meltdowns? Of course, it's possible, but. Hopefully we have the right combination and maybe we can get Wu. We'll have to look at pitch counts, but it would be nice if we could get Wu to go 7 innings. So that would be one less guy that we would have to throw out there. But again, I know Hunter Brown and the Astro fans are probably thinking the same thing, wanting to go as deep as possible, considering each pitcher has only given up a 2-hitter at this point. First pitch from Brown to Mastroboni, high and away, 1-0 count. 1-0 pitch, takes a strike looking down the middle, 1 ball and 1 strike to Miles Mastroboni. 1-1 pitch, and Mastroboni pulls that baseball, nice single to right. And again, Miles has been a pretty solid player for a guy that comes off the bench and doesn't really see the field that often, plays every 3 to 4 games, and will obviously pinch hit late, once every 3 to 4 games as well. And nice job by Miles Mastroboni, not doing something that that we wouldn't assume that he would do, just playing within himself. And I like what Miles brings to this team. Next up, J.P. Crawford. Now, if we could only get Dylan Moore to channel in his inner Miles Mastroboni, then Dylan would actually be worthwhile on this team. But we'll see where it goes. I'd rather have Harry Ford get called up and send Dylan Moore down, but we may not be able to do that. First pitch to J.P. Crawford, smashes it all the way to center, but stays in play, 1 away. I was hoping J.P. was going to work the count a little bit, more, but again, they're trying to hop on, that first pitch strike and trying to capitalize, but it is Hunter Brown, not going to be easy. Next up is Julio Rodriguez, bottom of the third, 0-0 with a runner at first and 1 out. First pitch low and away with a cutter, 1-0 count. 1-0 pitch, takes a strike looking in the zone. 1 ball and 1 strike for Julio Rodriguez. Let's go, J-Rod. Singles, doubles, triples, we'll take anything. Homers, let's go, J-Rod. Let's go, baby. Looking good in the City Connect. Big old trident. Let's go. Let him know all day. But again, after seeing, some of these like minor meltdowns, from even our good players, like Brash and Munoz, Bizzardo might be at the moment the most reliable guy that we got overall. Now we obviously know that, Brash and Munoz's skill set are amazing, but again, it's all about consistency, right? 1-1 pitch in play, and Julio grounds out to the shortstop, but Mastroboni gets into second, safe. Next up for the Mariners, big dumper, Cal Raleigh. Home run derby champ, doing it with his dad and his little brother. And again, that'll be a home run derby that we never, ever forget. And we're tied for first for the most home run derby wins, 3 by Ken Griffey Jr. and 1 by Big Dumper. We're still looking for home run number 39 and home run number 40. And hopefully Cal will be able to get at least 1 here today, but it's going to be tough, especially against Hunter Brown. We may have to wait till the starters exit and go from there. Gained 2 more subs. That's 3 already. Appreciate all the new subs. Now we're only 11 away from 21,100. First pitch from Hunter Brown to Cal Raleigh. Fouls it off right down the middle. 0-1 count. Come on, Cal. Bottom of the third inning with runners at first and second and 1 out. Hunter Brown up down, big dumper in the box. Let's go, Cal. 0-1 pitch, high and away with the four-seam fastball, just missing the corner. 1 ball and 1 strike to big dumper, Cal Raleigh. Go, Cal. 1-1 pitch, high and away. 2 balls and 1 strike from Brown to Raleigh. Oh, they're doing the challenge. Interesting. Julio safe, and he's still second. I didn't know if they were going to have him out or not, and then they did the review. Okay. Runners now at second and third with Julio on board, and a nice hustle by Julio. Maybe years past or even maybe a few months ago, he wouldn't hustle like that. And definitely you're seeing a little bit of Luke Raley, with Julio lately. And again, you just never know when that throw might be off the first or if they might have a slight bobble. And nice for Julio to steal second there as well. So now we have runners at second and third for big dumper Cal Raleigh here. 2-1 pitch, high and away. Hunter Brown, having a hard time hitting the strike zone here against Cal. Doesn't want to throw it right down the middle for obvious reasons. Doesn't want to give up home run number 39 to the big dumper. 3 balls, 1 strike with runners at second and third with 1 out. And with 1 swing, it could be 3-0 or even 1 or 2-0 with an RBI single or an RBI double. Let's go, big dumper. I was about to say they should challenge that and look at that throw to first, but, I didn't know if they were going to actually do it or not. With the manager, Dan Wilson, and the team, sometimes they get it right, and other times it seems like, they don't know what they're doing. 3-1 pitch, big swing and a miss, high and away. Count now is full. 3 balls, 2 strikes with runners at second and third and 1 out. Brown on the mound, big dumper in the box. 3-2 pitch, fouled off, high and away. Now grinding out this at-bat with the Sunday creams on. 3 balls, 2 strikes with runners at second and third and 1 out. I hope we end up bunting. at least once or twice. I know situationally we'll do it late in games, but sometimes you got to throw off the other team. It's not like anybody really, matches up and, practices defense against bunts. And again, if you can be a team that's really good at it, it can lead to getting safe at first, like 80% of the time, if you drop it down correctly. But the problem is not everyone knows how to have bat placement with their hands to do that. 3-2 pitch. That one is fouled off, high and away. Cal Raleigh grinding it out. That was the 7th pitch in his at-bat. And again, if we can't get home run number 39 here on Hunter Brown, I wouldn't expect it because Hunter is the man. But again, if we can get a single here and bring home Mastroboni and make it 1-0, I think we'll take that. Or if he ends up walking, which is a very good possibility here. 3-2 pitch. And there it is. Great eye by Cal. An 8-pitch walk. Now we got bases loaded, baby. All right, here we go. Next up, left fielder Randy Arozarena, and this is the mini meltdown that we were hoping that we would get, from a team like the Astros and Hunter Brown. Here we go. Time to capitalize, baby. Let's go, Randy. And Randy's been one of the best players in MLB since June 11th. Not just on the Mariners, but overall. And again, with one swing, it could be 4-0, 3-0, 2-0, 1-0. But with bases loaded and one out, no double plays, and let's get this fucking job done. First pitch to Randy Arozarena, low and at the knees. Great eye by Randy. Normally he's overly aggressive like Julio was, and will swing at that. So good eye there. 1-0 count. 1-0 pitch, fouls it off right down the middle, and that's a perfect pitch to swing at there, Randy. But just fouls that one off. 1 ball and 1 strike with bases loaded and 1 out. You got to get at least 1 this inning because we understand that there's going to be times where we have bases loaded, no outs, or 1 out, and we get nothing. And again, it just is one of those things that every team goes through those disappointments. But again, it should be something good here, hopefully. 1-1 pitch, fouled off, high and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes. With bases loaded and 1 out here in the bottom of the 3rd, and this is the first time that we've actually threatened to get on the board in the first 3 innings. Come on, Randy. And Randy finally feeling comfortable with himself and this team. You're starting to see a little bit more hustle in left field. He's getting a good eye on the bat. Well, is he going to strike out still from time to time like Julio? Of course. But Randy is a solid ball player, especially when he's hot in the box. And it seems like it rubs off on the other players as well. 1-2 pitch. And Randy flies out to left. Unfortunately, not deep enough for anyone to tag up and score. 2 away. All right, Polo, you got to be the hero. RBI single. And hey, you do the grand salami and we get the mustard and rye bread. We'll be super excited. But we have to be realistic. This is Hunter Brown on the mound, 9-4 record, 2.43 ERA. But hopefully Polo can find a little bit of magic here. Let's go, Jorge. Bottom of the 3rd, bases loaded, 2 outs. Jorge Polanco in the box, and Hunter Brown on the mound. First pitch from Hunter Brown to Polo. Knuckle curve, should have been called strike on the line, but called ball, 1-0 count. Brown on the mound, Polo in the box. Come on, Ems. One-0 pitch, low and away. Knuckle curve, missing that strike zone. 2 balls and no strikes to Jorge Polanco. And if it's going to be like this, we might be able to walk in that batter, going to first and then having the runner from 3rd come home. 2-0 pitch, takes a strike looking on the line, low and away. 2 balls and 1 strike with bases loaded and 2 outs. We're in the bottom of the 3rd and we're threatening and we're trying to get on the board here. Let's go. And Hunter Brown is one of the best pitchers in the game, just like Brian Wu is. So things are going to be tough, but hopefully we can dig deep here. 2-1 pitch, fouled off, high and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Brown to Polo. Come on, baby. Come on, Polo. Come on, Jorge. Give me some of that 9-homer, 384 average in April that you had a few months back. Give me that energy. Bottom of the third, bases loaded, 2 outs. Astros up, not yet. Still tied at 0-0. Mariners threatening, and hopefully we can get a RBI single here at the very least to make it 1-0 before the inning ends. Come on, Polo. Brown starting to get a little fatigued here in the bottom of the third. Hamlin, Bell, Dillon, Elliott, and Bowman. Here we go. Polo connects. Beautiful hit. Go, go, go. Yes, scores 1 and scores 2. Let's go. Let's go, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Jorge Polanco. Yes, sir. Let's go, baby. Polo being electric, getting that nice RBI and bringing home 2. Next up is Luke Raley. Let's see if we can get one more RBI single for Luke Raley to make it 3-0. Again, if he ends up hitting a home run here, then it'll be 5-0. But again, it's hard to hit homers on Hunter Brown and Brian Wu. Let's just go for singles and then bring those guys in. Let's go, baby. 1-0 pitch, takes a strike swinging low and away. 1 ball and 1 strike to Luke Raley. Bottom of the third, runners at first and third with 2 outs. And again, we were threatening, and it just feels good that we finally capitalized. Polo has a beautiful single to right. Mastrobuoni scores, Julio scores, now Raleigh to third. 2-0 Mariners, baby. And again, if we can end up sweeping the Astros, again, we got swept by the Yankees in the Bronx. And then we ended up sweeping the Tigers going into the All-Star break. And if we end up winning today, we'll be 9 games above 500, and that'll be the highest win percentage that we've had all year. Right now, we're 8 games above 500, and that was the peak at the first part of the year. When we ended up winning 9 consecutive series in a row, we peaked at 8 games above 500, and I can't wait for us to get 10 games and above and beyond above 500, so that way we can overtake the Astros first place in the American League West. Bay. 2-1 pitch, takes a big swing and a miss, low and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Brown to Raley. And I love this team. They have such, moxie and such, just togetherness, and it's like we're not even a full-strength team yet. We still need a little bit of depth at first base, Naylor, third base, bring Gino home, and getting maybe a little bit more depth in the bullpen. But even the way that the team sits now, when we can compete with anybody. Facts. And Luke Raley on the 2-2, and down goes Raley on strikes, but the damage is done by Jorge Polanco, and we end up taking a 2-0 lead. But again, I had a lot of fun, in the mid-90s, and obviously in the early 2000s when Ichiro came aboard. But again, I feel from 2022 to 2042, in that 20-year span, once we finally made the playoffs at Cal with that walk-off against the Athletics that got us in the playoffs for the first time in 20-plus years, we're going to have a lot of seasons with deep runs. And again, it's just kind of a magical thing that's starting to kind of transpire right in front of our very eyes. We're not going to be that team that goes 20 years, without making the playoffs ever again. And that's a nice thing to say. All right, let's go to the top of the 4th inning with a nice 2-0 lead. Let's go. Lauren in the building. What's good? Except for the Astros, 1-for-1, DHing 3-hole hitter Victor Caratini. Batting second, 0-for-1 with a K, first baseman Christian Walker. And batting third, 0-for-1 with a K, catcher Yanier Diaz. Let's go, baby. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. You haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. Help us get to 100 likes and 100 on the dono train. Let's go, baby. 11 subs away to 21,100. And again, we've been getting a lot of good production lately. We had about 1,000 to 1,500 regular viewers at the beginning of the season. We're almost at 5,000 now. 4,700 regular viewers to the channel. We've gotten female viewership up from 5% to 15%, 85% for the dudes and the homies, 15s for the ladies, which is great to see. And then we're getting views all over the globe. United States, Dominican Republic, Mexico, Venezuela, Canada, Japan, Philippines, Nicaragua, Puerto Rico, Taiwan, Australia, New Zealand, and many, many other countries, believe it or not. Pretty wild that we've been able to gain this much ground, and I appreciate you guys very, very much if you're watching from one of those locations. First pitch to Caratini, grounds out to second, throw to first, one away. Here we go. Down goes Victor Caratini. Next up, first baseman Christian Walker. Top of the fourth inning, 2-0 Mariners. Let's go. First pitch from Brian Wu to Christian Walker. High and inside, 1-0 count. Megan in the building. How are you? How are you feeling today? Hopefully feeling a little bit better. Gained another sub. 10 more to go. And we'll be at 21,100. Go, baby. We're going for the sweep. And really, the only thing that's going to prevent us from not winning this game is shitty bullpen. And as long as we don't have the shitty bullpen performance, we should be good to go. Because we're not done with just 2 runs. We're still going to try to get to 5. And that is out number 2. There we go. That was way quick. Christian Walker, I figured that he would work the count a little bit longer. But again, we'll take that 2 away. Next up, 0 for 1 with a K, catcher Yanier Diaz. Top of the fourth inning, 2-0 Mariner lead with a Jorge Polanco RBI single that brought in Mastroboni and Julio, making it 2-0. 2 runs, 5 hits, no errors for the Mariners. Trident's up. And then we have 0 runs, 2 hits, no errors to the stroke.
People are waiting for you to join the call.
Your camera's on.
And lead it.
We can see you.
Never too greasy, never too spicy, always delicious. Hormel pepperoni, boldly irresistible.
Now, slow dribbler there by Christian Walker is a no-go. Takes a strike looking to Diaz. 0-1 pitch, and Diaz grounds out to JP. JP throw to first, and that is out number 3. Here we go. Nice defense there by the Mariners, getting the job done. And again, you would think that they would work the count a little bit more, on Brian Wu to try to tire him out, but I guess that's not the case. And again, this is not the team that we normally are used to seeing with the Houston Astros. Let's go over some of these stats with the pitchers here at this point, since we're almost at the halfway point. All right, Brian Wu, 4 innings pitched, 2 hits, 2-hitter, no earned runs, no walks, 4 Ks, 51 pitches, 39 strikes. He may be able to go 7 innings, and that would be fantastic. And let's go to Hunter Brown, the number 1 pitcher for the Houston Astros. 3 innings pitched, 5 hits, 2 earned runs, 1 walk, 6 Ks, 64 pitches, 43 strikes. And again, we'll see where he's at. We probably can have a good chance of getting Hunter Brown to exit the game a little bit sooner than Astro fans want. But again, we need to keep capitalizing. Let's see who's up next here in the bottom of the 4th for the Seattle Mariners. Next up for the Mariners, 1 for 1 with a single, a guy that's been stepping up lately, Mitch Garver. Batting second, 0 for 1 with a K, right fielder Dominic Canzone. And batting third in the 9 hole, 1 for 1 with a run, third baseman Miles Mastroboni. Trident's up. Let's go M's. We're finally having some cooler weather here in the Pacific Northwest, which is nice. It's probably the coolest day, temperature-wise, that we've had in maybe a month. So right now we're sitting at 70 and a little cloudy and overcast, but that's perfect weather with a little bit of breeze for me and my pup. to get our nice walks in. We've already gone on 2 today. And after the game is over, or as we get closer into the evening, I'll be ready to do, hopefully, a victory walk for number 3. Go M's from Denmark. I love it, man. It's crazy to see the reach that we have on the channel. And again, since I am kind of the primary individual that does the Seattle Mariners and the Oregon Ducks, we are going to be getting quite a few views, based on the 2 teams' success, not only recently, but moving forward. And first pitch, and Garver gets hit there by Hunter Brown. I don't know if that's retaliation from Carlos Vargas from yesterday or not. It looked like it just kind of slipped there. And Mitch Garver to first. He looks like he's okay. Next up is Dominic Canzone. Bottom of the 4th inning, 2-0 Mariners. Let's go. First pitch, fouled off, high and away. 1-0 count. Yeah, I mean, we've had some really, for us out here in the Pacific Northwest, we're not used to, the California, 90, 100, 110. We're not used to that. I mean, if it gets above 80, it gets a little uncomfortable. 90 is, I don't want to say unbearable, but once it gets up to, 90 to 100, it's like, you're definitely staying inside as much as you can, right next to that AC. First pitch, high and away, fouled off. 0-1 count. 0-1 pitch, fouled off, low and away by Hunter Brown to Dominic Canzone. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Dom the Bomb. 0-2 pitch, low and at the knees, knuckle curve by Brown, misses. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Dominic Canzone. We definitely could use some bombs from Dom here today. 1-2 pitch, low and at the knees with the cutter. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Hunter Brown. 2-2 pitch, fouled off, low and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Brown to Canzone. And even when we go against, the other team's number 1 with an intimidating record in ERA, it doesn't faze us. Again, we're going to be able to bring it against the Blue Jays, the Yankees, the Tigers, the Astros, or anyone that wants to get in our way. And again, it's not going to always lead to a dub, especially with the bullpen, being a little shaky, but we can find ways to hopefully manufacture these dubs, and, more 2 out of 3 series wins and sweeps can get us where we need to be. 2-2 pitch, low and at the knees. Count now is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes from Brown to Canzone. In play, and Canzone flies out and lines out to center. 1 away. Next up is third baseman Miles Mastrobuoni. 1 for 1 with a run. Let's go, Miles. First pitch from Brown to Mastrobuoni on the line, called ball. Should have been called strike. Bad call by that ump. 1-0 count. Let's go, Miles. Just like this, you're not trying to hit home runs. You're just trying to get singles and doubles. Just playing within yourself. And let's see if Miles can get on base here again. Bottom of the 4th inning, 2-0 Mariner lead. 1-0 pitch. Takes a strike looking, paints the corner beautifully. 1 ball and 1 strike from Brown to Mastrobuoni. 1-1 pitch, low and away, knuckle curve missing the strike zone there barely. 2 balls and 1 strike from Brown to Mastrobuoni. That's an easy one. Definitely Eugenio Suarez, because obviously good vibes only. He's got a great relationship with the coaches and the teammates already. He's definitely one of the top 4 power hitters this year with Cal Raleigh, Aaron Judge, and Shohei Ohtani. So if we can end up having 2 of the top 4 home run hitters in the game on the same team that could help us not only defensively, because we know Gino is one of the best defensive players at third, but on top of that, he can mash homers. He can hit 30 to 50 homers on any given year. So I think that would be, I don't want to see Mastroboni or Ben Williamson not get playing time at third. I want those guys to play. But again, 3-1 pitch and Mastroboni takes the walk. But again, if we can get Gino back, that will have the biggest impact on the team offensively and defensively. There's nobody better out of those four guys that's better at defense than Gino based off position. And on top of that, there's nobody better, Quan, Naylor, O'Hearn, based on consistency and home runs and power. And we definitely need power at first base and third base. Those are positions that typically require home run hitting players, and we don't really have that. And again, if we can end up getting that, I think that would really help us tremendously. But again, I would love to get Naylor. I don't think Quan will, that won't really be available. We don't really need Quan because we already have JP Crawford. So Naylor could be used at first base, and O'Hearn would be a nice addition as well. But I would probably go Suarez 1, Naylor 2, O'Hearn 3, and I don't think Stephen Kwan is leaving the Guardians. He's a key cog in that wheel. And obviously with Jose Ramirez and Stephen Kwan, they are a dynamic duo. So I don't think Kwan is going to be leaving that team anytime. I'd be shocked if they end up letting him go. He's too good of a piece for that team. First pitch, high and away, fouled off, 0-1 count to JP Crawford. You know it, baby. What's good, Ben? You think Cal will get a homer? Fucking A, I hope so. I mean, I got the Cal jersey on right now, so, I'm hoping that he gets home run number 39, but he'll probably have to wait until Hunter Brown exits, and then we end up getting, the bullpen, and hopefully they have a fucking meltdown, throw it right down the middle, and he gets a big homer. 0-2 pitch, JP Crawford, fouls it off, high and away. 3 consecutive foul balls for JP. No balls and 2 strikes with runners at first and second and 1 out. I mean, we said the same thing about Donovan Solano. Like, why is this guy on the team? And then, we ended up choosing him over Rowdy Tellez, which was the right choice for consistency, and he actually started to get quite a bit better. It's just that Dylan Moore was great at the beginning of the year, like Polo, and then Polo kind of hit a wall, but then ended up getting good again. And with Dylan Moore, he was great at the beginning of the year, 8 homers, like Polo, early in April, but then really hasn't done a whole lot since. He did homer on that game that I went to on the 4th of July, which was crazy against the Pirates. But yeah, I mean, right now, if you could eliminate 2 players on the team and get newbies, either from the farm like Harry Ford, 0-2 pitch, big swing and a miss, down goes JP, 2 away. But definitely it would be Vargas number 1, get that guy off the team, and then Dylan Moore would be probably number 2. Those would be the 2 guys that we would probably want to replace and get guys that are better for sure. Bottom of the 4th inning with runners at first and second and 2 outs. Next up is Julio Rodriguez. And again, we definitely have high expectations for Julio. But again, if you compare every other center fielder to Julio Rodriguez, there's not very many that you would choose over Julio, even with some of his struggles in the box. He definitely has speed. He's got a good attitude. He can rob home runs. Most of the time, he's great at defense. Running on the bags hasn't been as good in the last couple years. But here we go. First pitch in play. And Julio singles to center. Garver scores. Mastroboni to third. And we want to make sure we're celebrating Julio, not just being negative 24/7. We don't want to, skip and pass over when he's actually doing big things. And just like that, Julio Rodriguez, my guy, RBI single, 3-0 Mariners. Let's go, baby. And again, I feel like with a lot of the Mariner fans and, people that are looking at Julio, even when he does good, it's like hard for people to like give him love. It's like everyone has these expectations that are too high. He's never going to be Cal Raleigh. It's just never going to happen. He's probably not going to be a Hall of Famer either, but if he can be a really good player and, continue to get better and better and work on his game, eventually maybe he will be a guy that could hit 30 home runs. Maybe he'll be a guy that, could potentially hit 40, maybe once or twice before his career is up. But again, even with the way he is now, we need him. Again, when we don't have Julio in center, we don't win. So I don't think people realize, the impact of Julio Rodriguez. When he's out there in center field, people take him for granted. When he's in the box, people are overly negative, and we need to make sure that we're acknowledging his greatness. And nice job with that RBI single, Julio. Next up is big dumper, Cal Raleigh. First pitch, low and away with the knuckle curve, 1-0 count. 1-0 pitch, fouled off, low and away, 1 ball and 1 strike to big dumper, Cal Raleigh. 1-1 pitch, big swing and a miss, 2 feet off the plate. Got him to chase on that one. 1 ball and 2 strikes to big dumper, Cal Raleigh. Let's go, baby. We're looking for home run number 39. You hit a homer here, Cal. We're up 6-0. Let's go. Bring that electricity. Come on, Cal. You've been doing it since your Seminole days when you were the small dumper. Now you're the big dumper. Let's go, Cal. Nice job by Julio Rodriguez getting the job done. Let's see if we can get Cal Raleigh to do the same. And Julio steals second for the second time in the matchup. And again, another thing that gets overlooked, being able to, be, stealing bags and being productive. And again, we're going to win games, and we're always going to be in games because of Cal and what he brings to the team. But when Julio plays well, we're really hard to beat, because again, it rubs off on the other players. Like if Julio's having a great game and it rubs off on the other players, we're almost unbeatable if we really are being honest about it. Julio definitely brings that magic when he's on. We just need him to be a little bit more consistent. 2-2 pitch, high and away. Count now is full, 3 balls and 2 strikes from Brown to Raleigh. Hunter Brown, 9-4 record, ERA of 2.43, but we are not intimidated. Let's go. Trident's up. Let's go, Cal. And that one is lined out to right for out number 3. We weren't able to get the home run there or a hit there by Cal, but it's okay. We got a guy here in Julio Rodriguez that says, hey, I'll get the RBI single. I'll steal a couple bags. I'll play good defense. I'll get the job done. And I love you, Julio. Again, it's it's going to be, I don't want to say a love-hate relationship with Julio Rodriguez. It's just that, the expectations might be a little too high, for him, and obviously being the face of the franchise and having that great rookie season was great. But again, pitchers started to figure him out, and now it's up to him to put in the work and watch film to understand how pitches are going to be coming at him by different pitchers in the league. And if he's willing to dedicate himself to the game, and have that Mamba mentality one day like Kobe Bryant, right? We can expect greatness hopefully in the near future. Caution with 17 left. All right, I need to turn it on then. Cole with a Dalahala. Appreciate you. Stacks, racks with a little Cactus Jack. Bang, bang. Nice job by Julio Rodriguez. Bang, bang. All right, let's go to the top of the 5th inning. 3-0 Mariner lead. Let's go. My boy, let's get it, baby. Nice job. Next up for the Astros, 0-for-1, the former Seattle Mariner, center fielder Taylor Trammell. Batting second, 1-for-1, third baseman Mauricio Dubon. And batting third, 0-for-1, left fielder Cooper Hummel. And I think that one thing that really separates this channel, compared to anybody else that does baseball on YouTube, you're going to get more information, more stats, more analytics, and more in-depth breakdowns, per batter and per pitch than anywhere else. And again, it definitely gives you a unique perspective on, baseball. And we're always going to make whatever we're doing here fun. Big facts. First pitch from Brian Wu to Taylor Trammell. Pitch is low and in the zone. Should have been called strike, but called ball. Misses on that slider there. Obviously, the umping is a little bit better today than yesterday, but still far from perfect. Let's go, Wu. Top of the 5th inning, 3-0 Mariners. One-0 pitch, takes a strike looking, high and away. 1 ball and 1 strike from Wu to Trammell. 1-1 pitch. Takes a strike looking right down the middle. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Taylor Trammell. Let's go, Woo. 8-4 record, ERA of 2.75. And when he had his no-hitter, we knew his grandpa was going to pass away, and then ended up, having that no-hitter get blown up. But obviously we know grandpa's looking down from baseball heaven, and he's very proud of Brian. 1-2 pitch, high and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Woo to Trammell. We got a weather delay. How many laps left, Cole? Nice job by Julio Rodriguez, baby. It's just nice to be able to have someone step up. Sometimes it's going to be Julio. Sometimes it's going to be Cal. Sometimes it's going to be Randy. And sometimes it's going to be one of the other role players like Cole Young last night getting the game-winning RBI. And Trammell with a walk. A very rare walk for Brian Woo. Next up for Brian Woo here in the top of the 5th with a runner at first, Mauricio Dubon. Let's see if we can get a punch out and a double play, or a double play, slow dribbler right up the middle to JP, throw to first, and then we can get 2 away with the double play and then a punch out on the next batter. Let's go. First pitch from Woo to Dubon. High and at the hips, inside with the sinker, missing the zone, 1-0 count. Top of the 5th inning, 3-0 Mariners. Great job by Polo and Julio early today, and we are not done. Gained a few more subs. Now we only need 9 to get 21,100. Shout out to all the new subs on the channel. And we still have at least 50 people in the room that haven't hit the like button yet, so if we can get a fraction of those, we'll be at 100. Do your boy a solid. 1-0 pitch in play, and Dubon singles to left. And again, this is usually a moment where you have to look at the pitch count, see how Woo has been doing. But normally, when you have runners at first and second, or second and third and no outs, if it's like the 5th inning, you may want to consider pulling certain guys. But right now, Brian Woo's at only 59 pitches, and he's our ace. So we're not going to pull. We're not going to do the typical, okay, we need to make a move. And we obviously know our bullpen has been horrendous at times, especially with guys like Vargas, and they are a little tired. They're a little gassed. So again, hopefully we can end up getting out of this early jam. And if we don't, we should still be able to have a 2-run lead after this inning, hopefully. First pitch from Woo to Cooper Hummel, takes a strike looking, 0-1 count. Flying Monk in the building. What's good? I'll give you a quick recap. So in the bottom of the 3rd, Polo singled to right, Mastroboni scored, and Julio scored, 2-0 Mariners. And then in the bottom of the 4th, just a couple minutes ago, Julio singled to center, Garver scored, making it 3-0 Mariners. And we are going against their ace, their number 1, Hunter Brown, which is not easy. And again, we were hoping for 1 to 3 runs by the 5th, and look at that. We did it. 9-4 record, ERA of 2.43. And not only is he the number 1 pitcher for the Astros, he's actually one of the best pitchers in the game, just like Brian Woo. So the difference is Woo hasn't given up anything, and where Hunter Brown has. So we'll take it. 1-0 pitch, low and at the knees with the changeup. 1 ball and 1 strike to Cooper Hummel. Trident's up, baby. Let's go. Yeah, but even if we don't use Brash or Munoz or Bizardo, if we can have someone like Casey Legomina come in and pitch like 1 inning, and then go with like Bizardo or someone of that nature, or Munoz at the end, and just limit the action a little bit, we'll be just fine. Next up is Shea Whitcomb. I got you. First pitch to Shea Whitcomb, low and at the knees with the sinker, 1-0 count. 1-0 pitch, high and inside. 2 balls and no strikes from Woo to Whitcomb. And you can tell Woo is getting a little fatigued. I mean, the pitch count is low, but now the Astros are starting to rally here slightly. And again, we need a double play. We got runners at first and third. If we can get Shea to hit a grounder right up the middle, it'll be inning over. And we can come out of this, 5th inning unscathed. And hopefully that'll be the way that it works. Woo on the wound. Whitcomb in the box. Top of the 5th inning. Runners at first and third with 1 out. 3-0 Mariners. Trident's up. We're going for the sweep, baby. A few more wins. We're going to be at the top of the AL West sooner than later, baby. Let's go. But again, with a 3-0 lead, you feel great. But you bring in a guy like Carlos Vargas, that 3-0 lead can disappear real quick. And it could end up being 4-3 or 5-3 sooner than later. Wow. And a runner comes in from third and scores. What the hell was that? Crammel scored on an error. And just like that, 3-1, Astros. All right, let's keep them at just 1. Next up is Cam Smith. And JP drops that baseball, which is very rare. You don't see JP making errors like that. And it obviously bounces off his mitt and ends up scoring a run. And hopefully JP will make up for it in his at-bat, later in the game. And I imagine he will. But a very rare error by JP on a routine play. Next up is Cam Smith. First pitch, takes a strike swinging right down the middle. 0-1 count. Top of the 5th inning, runners at first and second and 1 out. 3-1 Mariners. And again, we're not going to feel comfortable until the game is over because we know how the bullpen can blow the game for us, especially Carlos Vargas. But a very unfortunate error by JP. He doesn't do it often, but he is human. It happens. 1-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss, low and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes with runners at first and second and 1 out. And you knew the Astros were going to score eventually, but let's keep them at 1. Let's not let them get 2 or 3 or 4, like what happened yesterday with Vargas. Let's see if we can end up getting out of this inning with just giving up a run. But we still need 2 more outs here. 1 ball and 2 strikes with runners at first and second and 1 out. Mariners up 3-1 here in the top of the 5th. What's going on with the race, Cole? Is there a rain delay? Come on, Woo. Woo on the mound. Cam Smith in the box. One pitch, big swing and a miss, low and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Woo to Smith. In play. Oh my God, big hit all the way back to the wall. And that is a big double. Whitcomb scores. Oh my goodness. And just like that, 2 runs come in. Unbelievable. Now, just like that, it's 3-3. Unbelievable. Smith doubles to right. Whitcomb scores. Hummel scores. And he ended up being right behind him. Unbelievable, this fucking team. And again, they just don't quit, right? Next up is Jose Altuve. And again, if we had a better bullpen, we could have maybe considered pulling Woo, even though he's our ace. But it always happens, it seems like, in the 5th inning, if you have runners at first and second with no outs or second and third and no outs, it just seems like bad shit always happens. And Garver tried to reach for that, second individual there with Shea Whitcomb, but looks like he missed on the tag. And just like that, in a matter of seconds, that 3-1 lead evaporated. And now, we're going to have to earn it. And hopefully Woo will be a little bit better before he gets pulled. 1-1 pitch, fouled off right down the middle. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Jose Altuve. How things can change so quickly. But it shows you how crafty the team is. It's like they don't have Bregman, right? They don't have Kyle Tucker. They don't have Yordan Alvarez. They don't have Jeremy Pena. It's like they don't even have Paredes. He got hurt yesterday. They literally have Jose Altuve and a bunch of role players. And with that being said, they're finding ways to be competitive and win. And it always makes for an amazing series. 1-2 pitch, low and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Wood Altuve. Come on, baby. We can't give up anything here. 2-2 pitch. Big swing and a miss. Down goes Jose. 2 away. Next up is DHing in the 3-hole, Victor Caratini. Come on, Woo. Can't give up any more. And again, we want our pitchers to give up 3 runs or less. But again, that was not really what we were expecting. But again, it's something that we have to expect when we play the Astros. You know, they're going to be very crafty. It's never going to, be an easy win most of the time. Like maybe 1 game out of 3, might be easy. And then the others are going to be very difficult. 1-0 pitch, low and at the knees. 2 balls and no strikes from Wu to Caratini. Yeah, I mean, there's a reason why they've dominated the division, year in and year out for years now. I mean, hell, even when the Rangers won the World Series a couple years ago, they were a wild card team. They didn't win the division. So again, and we know that the Rangers are typically going to be behind the Mariners, and we're going to be looking up at the Astros. But at some point, the Mariners will win the division, and they will win it a few years in a row. We just don't know if that's going to be this year or if we're going to have to wait till next year. But even if we end up being a wild card team, it's just about making the playoffs and getting into the dance. 2-0 pitch, in play. Caratini grounds out to first, steps on the bag, and finally we get out of the inning, but not unscathed. All right, quick recap here. Obviously, when we had the 3-1 lead, Taylor Trammell scored on an error. Whitcomb safe at first. Fielding error by J.P. Crawford. Hummel safe at second. 3-1 Mariners. Then Smith doubled the right. Whitcomb scored. Hummel scored almost like back-to-back within like 2 seconds of each other. It's kind of crazy when you end up seeing guys run on the base paths and you see a guy, touch home, and then literally there's another guy right behind him, like 2 seconds behind him, and then you get 2 guys to score within like a second, and that's exactly what happened. And I wish the Mariners were in a position to do that more often, but that's why the Astros are crafty. They know how to run on the base paths, and even if it ends up being like lower name guys that people are not familiar with, they're coached up very, very well. And there's a reason why they've been at the top of the division, for years on end. And this team is nowhere near the talent of the teams that they had in the past, but they still find ways to win. So you got to give them some credit. All right, let's try to see if we can take the lead now here in the bottom of the 5th. And we're going to have Ort come in. So Hunter Brown day is done. Let's go look at the stats here real quick. All right, Hunter Brown. Your day is done. 4 innings pitched, 6 hits, 3 earned runs, 2 walks, 7 Ks, 89 pitches, 57 strikes. And then for Brian Wu, that last inning wasn't very kind to him, but 5 innings pitched, 4 hits, 2 earned runs, 1 walk, 5 Ks. He's only at 77 pitches, 52 strikes, 2.78 ERA. Just wish that he didn't have that melt down there and JP didn't have that error. But, it's baseball. Shit happens. We're still in position to win. Next up, 0 for 2 with a K, Randy Arozarena. Batting second baseman, Jorge Polanco. And batting third, first baseman, Luke Rayleigh. Let's go, baby. We definitely want to be big brother. Gained another sub. First pitch to Randy Arozarena, takes a strike looking right down the middle with that sweeper 0-1 count. Only 8 subs to go to 21,100. And we just hit 21,000 a couple days ago. So it shows you the trajectory that we're on lately. 0-1 pitch, fouled off, high and inside. Ort on the mound, Randy Arozarena in the box. Let's go, Randy. Come on, baby. We're tied up at 3, and we want the sweep. 0-2 pitch, high and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Randy Arozarena. Appreciate that, Craig. Shout out to all the new subs, if you're in the United States or beyond. We really appreciate every single person that is liking, subbing, donated, commenting, sharing, anything positive to the stream. And Arozarena pops up and pops out 1 away. Next up for the Mariners, 1 for 2 with 2 RBIs. An individual that got us on the board, Jorge Polanco. First pitch, high and away, four-seam fastball by Ort, 1-0 count. Come on, Polo. Yeah, we have I've been a fan since 85. So, I've been watching since I was about 3-4 years old. So, we have a lot of people on the channel of every age range. We have a lot that are going to be under 40, but we have a lot that are over 40 as well. So 2-0 pitch, and let's see what Polo can do. And Polo grounds out, throw to first, and that is out number 2. Next up is Luke Raley. First pitch, big swing and a miss, low and away, 0-1 count. Ort on the mound, Luke Raley in the box. 0-1 pitch, low and away with the changeup. No balls and 2 strikes from Ort to Luke Raley. Come on, Luke. 0-2 pitch, low and at the knees with the changeup. 3 consecutive changeups by Ort. Can he pitch any other pitch than that? We'll find out. 1 ball and 2 strikes with nobody on and 2 outs. Ort on the mound, Luke Raley in the box. Let's go, Luke. 1-2 pitch, high and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Luke Raley. But there's quite a few fans that have been fans around that 77, 78, 79, 80 era, which is awesome to see. And down goes Raley for out number 3. End of the 5th inning, we're knotted up at 3, and hopefully we can find a way to get on a rally on one of these pitchers that ends up hopefully having a meltdown. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. Looks like we're about, 26, 25 away. We're at 75. We need 25 more to get to the goal to hit 100. And we have at least 50 to 60 people in the room that haven't done it yet. So if we can get half of the people that haven't hit the like button yet, we'll be at our goal at 100. Show some love for your boy. End of the 5th inning, 3-3. We're knotted up. Let's see who's up next for the Astros. Next up, 0 for 2 with a K, first baseman Christian Walker. Batting second, 0 for 2 with a K, catcher Yanier Diaz. Batting third, the former Seattle Mariner, 0 for 1 with a K and a base on ball, center fielder Taylor Trammell. Let's go, baby. Let's get some cow photos up here for Cole. Hopefully we can get home run number 39 late in the matchup in the 7th, 8th, or 9th inning. And maybe Cal can propel us to victory. He's overdue. We're definitely been waiting on that home run number 39. And once he gets home run number 39, that'll lead to home run number 40. Home run derby champ, baby. The best catcher in the game. Big dumper, Cal Raleigh. Appreciate you, Cole. Let's go, baby. First pitch to Christian Walker. Back. See ya. And just like that, the Houston Astros take a 4-3 lead. Unbelievable. Oh, Brian Wu, we needed you to be a little bit more clean today. The pressure is going to be on the hitters to be able to find a way, and hopefully they can have a meltdown. Not exactly what we wanted to see there. Next up is catcher Yanier Diaz. Nice job by Christian Walker, providing the electricity for the Astros and their fan base. 4-3 Houston. Next up is Yanier Diaz. And you knew that the home run was coming at some point for the Mariners or the Astros, and unfortunately the Astros are the one to get the homer first. Yeah, definitely momentum has shifted to the Astros. First pitch from Wu to Diaz. Fouled off high and inside, 0-1 count. Oh, 1 pitch, fouled off right down the middle. No balls and 2 strikes from Brian Wu to Yanier Diaz. Top of the 6th inning, 4-3 Astros. Wu on the mound, Diaz in the box. 0-2 pitch in play. And grounds out to third, throw to first. 1 away. Next up in the 6th hole, center fielder Taylor Trammell, the former Seattle Mariner. First pitch from Wu to Trammell. Big swing and a miss right down the middle, 0-1 count. Let's go, Wu. We need you to finish strong. And again, it's, the pitch count has been low, but again, this Astro team is incredibly crafty. And we still need to get to that magic number, 5 runs, 7 to 10 hits. You get to that, we're going to have a chance. So. Lauren in the building, what's good? Oh, 1 pitch, high and away. 1 ball and 1 strike from Wu to Trammell. One pitch. Takes a strike looking high and away. Should have been called ball, but called strike. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Wu to Trammell. Uh-oh. And Trammell. Unbelievable. Back. See ya. Unbelievable. Not the all-star type of performance that we were hoping from Brian Wu. First start after the all-star break. Trammell hits a homer just like in this photo here. 5-3 Astros. They really want to prevent the Mariners from getting the sweep. Next up is Mauricio Dubon. Now, if we actually had, guys in the pen that we could trust, maybe we would have already pulled them, by the 5th inning. But hopefully the bats will come alive and, we're going to have to try to grind out maybe an extra inning game again here today. It's like we got to pull him, but then who are we bringing in? Can't be someone like Vargas. First pitch from Wu to Dubon, takes a strike looking, 0-1 count. Oh, 1 pitch, fouled off right down the middle. No balls and 2 strikes from Wu to Dubon. Yeah. Well, it really depends on who you want to bring in. As long as it's not Vargas, we're good to go. You can bring in, Legumina, Thornton, Brash, or, Bizzardo. It's like they don't have to go along. It's not like these guys are pitching fucking 3 innings. We're talking about maybe a batter or 2, or maybe a inning. So. Down goes Dubon for out number 2. Next up, 0 for 2 with a run, left fielder Cooper Hummel. First pitch from Brian Wu to Cooper Hummel, fouled off right down the middle, 0-1 count. Yeah, Brash hasn't looked good in the last couple outings. Same thing with like Munoz and, Aspire. I mean, really the only guy that maybe might be trustworthy at this point is Bizzardo. But again, it seems like a lot of the individuals that we normally trust, like 100%, Brash and Mooney, have had some rough outings. So, and obviously Vargas almost blew the game for us yesterday. So hopefully we can come back. All right, we're at 80. We need 20 more to go, and we have at least 50 in the room that haven't hit the like button yet. So we get at least half of those. We're at our goal. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. Help us get to our goal of 100 likes and 100 on the dono train. 0-2 pitch in play, and Hummel popped out to the shortstop, J.P. Crawford, for out number 3. All right, well, the damage is fucking done. I don't think we expected 2 fucking home runs, but on the bright side, at least it was only solo dingers. Because imagine if those were like 3-run jacks or 2-run blasts, then it would probably be game over. So we're still in position to come back. It's just unfortunate that Wu gave up those 2 home runs. All right, let's see if we can get at least a run in the next 2 innings to cut the lead to 5-4. Next up, 1 for 1. With a run in the 7-hole, catching today, Mitch Garver. Batting second, 0 for 2 with a K, right fielder, Dominic Canzone. Batting third, 1 for 1 with a run and a base on ball, third baseman today, Miles Mastroboni. Trident's up. Let's go M's. We got 14 laps to go. Some kind of delay. Weather delay. All right. Hopefully Chase Elliott can find the winner's circle. We can still come back. We're only down 2. But it really will, depend on who they bring in after Wu. And I get it. A lot of our guys are gassed and whatnot, but you want to make sure you're making ground. Again, especially against a team that's in our division that has the division lead. So again, even if that means that you got to bring out Brash or Bizzardo, you're not going to see Munoz. But again, you can bring out Brash or Bizzardo, but Brash has been a little shaky. So I think I would rather have Bizzardo and Legumina come out. Those guys have looked pretty good lately. So we'll see where we go. First pitch from Ort to Mitch Garver. Low and at the knees, 1-0 count. 1-0 pitch, takes a strike, looking high and inside. 1 ball and 1 strike to Mitch Garver. Come on, Mitch. One pitch, low and at the knees. Good eye by Mitch Garver. 2 balls and 1 strike from Ort to Garv. 2-1 pitch, big swing and a miss. Right down the middle there. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Mitch Garver. Come on, baby. Let's go. It's rally time. Mariner Moose incoming. Two-two pitch. Big swing and a miss, and down goes Garver. 1 away. We need a comeback, Mariner Moose. We need help. Help! Next up for the Mariners, right fielder, Dominic Canzone. First pitch from Ort to Canzone, fouls off. High and away, 0-1 count. Come on, Dom, let's go, baby. We need that moose juice, baby. Bottom of the 6th. We're down by 2. Definitely still doable. It's not over yet. We need 8 subs to get to 21,100. And we're getting closer and approaching 100 likes. And we're still trying to be able to get to the dono goal as well. All right, looks like we're at 82. We need 18, now 83. Thank you so much. 17 more likes, and we're at the goal. First pitch from Ort to Canzone. Fouls it off, high and away, 0-1 count. Looks like Yannier Diaz has an injury to his finger or thumb there. Caleb Ort on the mound. And obviously they're working on his hand there. Two-two pitch. And that one is fouled off. High and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Ort to Dominic Canzone. Come on, Dom. Let's go, baby. Two-two pitch. And Canzone strikes out swinging. 2 away. Next up, third baseman, 1 for 1 with a run and a base on ball. Miles Mastroboni. Yeah, Steph, Woo's pitch count was low, but wasn't really his normal self, and, gave up a couple solo dingers when it was 3-3 to make it obviously 5-3. Christian Walker, 400 feet, homer to left, and the former Seattle Mariner, Taylor Trammell, actually, surprisingly hit one to right center, 384. So not really the Brian Wu outing that we were expecting. But again, we still have a chance to be able to come back and get the sweep on this Houston Astro team. Yeah, I've been a fan for 40 years. So, it's hard to be a fan of a team that, when you go on a drought of 20 years, knowing that you're not going to hit the postseason, but you still have the passion and you want to watch and root on a team. Now, again, we're built a little bit different out here in Oregon and Washington for our teams. We may not be great all the time. We may not make the playoffs every year, but when the teams are good, in Oregon or Washington, we're really, really good. Like, we could end up making the championship. We may not win it, but we could definitely get there. And we definitely have a special squad. 1-1 pitch, and Mastroboni with a nice single there. There we go. Nice job by Miles. Let's see if we can get a rally started here. And we can get a rally started with 2 outs. We've done it many, many times this year. Next up, 0 for 3 with 2 Ks, J.P. Crawford. He did have an error early in the game. It would be great for J.P. to hit a homer here to tie the game up 5-5. That might be asking too much. But again, it would be amazing if he would do that. Yeah, plus, I do a lot of reading and film study, and it's not just the Mariners. I got to be in touch with every single team, all 30 in the MLB. And it really comes down to, knowing everything or almost everything, on what's going on in the MLB, the NBA, the NHL, the NFL, college football, NASCAR, WWE. So it's like, we're fanatics here. This is not, just the occasional watcher or the bandwagon fan. And they're going to make a pitching change here. And King is coming into the game, and hopefully JP can get a pitch right down the middle and homer, and we can tie this game up 5-5 and reclaim Uncle Mo and that momentum. Let's go, baby. JP Crawford is in the box as we're on a commercial break, and they're going to be bringing in King for the Astros. Brian King. All right, Brian King entering the matchup, JP Crawford in the box, and we definitely need a little Mariner magic here late. Let's go, JP. First pitch, JP Crawford, low and away, 1-0 count. Good eye by JP. I mean, even getting a single, just keeping the inning going. And then we have Julio and Cal obviously up next. So if we can get JP on, if he doesn't hit the homer here, again, just to be able to keep the inning alive. In play, and look at JP Crawford, baby. That's what I'm talking about. A double to center and Mastrobuoni scoring from first. Unbelievable. Let's go. Mastrobuoni with the speed, and just like that, 5-4 Astros. Hell yeah. Let's go, baby. Big double by JP. And again, if we weren't going to get the homer, second best thing is getting that RBI. But you got to think, for a guy to make it from home from first, you got to have that speed. And they definitely mistimed that. What a beautiful double by JP Crawford. And again, no matter when we get into adversity and tough situations, as they're reviewing it here, is he out though at home though? Wow, that's close. He might be out at home. That first angle on that replay looks like the tag was there. And if they end up challenging it, I imagine they'll win it. But that first angle off that replay, it looked like Diaz might have got him. They're reviewing it right now. Let's see if we can get a different camera angle. Can't really see because the ump is in the way on that camera angle. What was the initial call at home, though? Man, I mean, I would love for him to be safe, but just based on the reviews, he looks out. But I don't know if they're going to call that or not. But we're just going to call it right down the middle. And to me, he looks out. I'm not going to be that homer just because we're, Mariner fans and we're just going to call everything in our favor all the time. I'm going to be honest and real about it, but he looks out to me. It looks like that the tag goes onto his hip before the actual toe or the foot, actually taps the home plate. But, I'm not really sure. The initial play at home was safe by the ump that was staring down at the play, but that was a great throw, at home. But again, the initial call was safe at home. So we'll see what we get here. Now, call was safe at home, but, again, if we're calling it fairly, I think he's out. But, we'll see what they call. They're reviewing it here still currently. And it's like if he would have had his toe pointed down, then it would have been safe. But then the toe was kind of up. And then by the time he gets tagged on the hip, you can kind of see it slightly go down. But the toe was up, going in. So, I mean, they're looking at it for a long time. So, I mean, they're trying to go through all the different camera angles, and we'll see if they give it to us or not. Yeah, runner's out. Correct call. That's a correct call. I wish that he was safe, but... And that is the end of the inning. Brutal. Still now 5-3 Houston. That dampers the, that dampers a little bit of the Uncle Mo and the momentum that we had, but we can still end up coming back. But unfortunate outcome there. Great throw by Houston. Give them credit. And then they reviewed it and they, called it correctly. So I imagine we're going to have a call similar like that, that will go in our favor, maybe not today, but unfortunate, but we'll see what happens moving forward. Still down by 2. Would have been great if we were safe there, but we'll see where it goes. All right, let's see who's up next here in the top of the 7th. And Legomina is coming in for Wu, which is obviously the good move. We saw how good Legomina did, obviously, yesterday. So next up for the Astros, 0 for 2 with a run and a K, Shea Whitcomb. Batting second, right fielder, 1 for 3, Cam Smith. And batting third, 0 for 3, Jose Altuve. All right, let's take a look at Brian Wu's final line. Not the best game whatsoever. 6 innings pitched, 6 hits, 4 earned runs, 1 walk, 6 Ks, 91 pitches, 65 strikes, 2.91 ERA, and gave up 2 big homers that might end up costing us. But hopefully the Mariners will be able to find a way to tie this up in regulation. And then if we win, it might be like yesterday where we have to grind it out and try to win 6-5 or 7-6 in 10, 11, or 12. 1-1 pitch. Pitch is high and away. 2 balls and 1 strike from Legomina to Whitcomb. And again, if I was going to choose one guy, to be able to come in, I think Legomina would be the guy. So 2-1 pitch in play, and Whitcomb singled the left. Nice hit there by Shea. Next up is Cam Smith. Top of the 7th inning with a runner at first and no outs. We need a double play, right up the middle to JP, throw to first, or a punch out and a double play to get out of the inning. Hopefully we'll be able to get that. First pitch from Legomina to Smith, fouls it off right down the middle. 0-1 count. Come on, Casey. Anna in the building. What's good? Yeah, and again, it's never going to be easy, when we play a team like this, but that's what makes the wins, so special. When we play teams like the Astros, or the Yankees or the Tigers, we want to make sure that we're bringing our best. Smith grounds out to the catcher, Whitcomb to second, 1 away. Next up is Jose Altuve. 5-3 Astros here in the top of the 7th. And again, if Wu didn't give up, 2 solo dingers, we would be in definitely a better spot. But again, it's not over yet. We've been in this type of situation many, many times. Yeah, Master Boney was out. He wasn't safe. First pitch from Legomina to Altuve. Takes a strike looking right down the middle. 0-1 count. I was about to say, I think, is it rain? Is what's going on there, Cole? All right, we are 12 likes away from 100. So if you are in the room and haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. Help us get to 100 likes before the stream ends. And again, we still have like 40, 50, 60 people that haven't hit that like button just yet. Do your boy a solid. It helps, with the algorithm and the overall numbers with the stream. 0-1 pitch, fouled off high and inside. No balls and 2 strikes with a runner at second and 1 out. 5-3 Astro lead. Come on, Legomina. (0-2 pitch, fouled off, high and away. No balls and 2 strikes from Legomina to Altuve. Come on, Casey. Gained a few more subs. Now we only need 6 more to go to hit 21,100. 0-2 pitch, low and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Jose Altuve. Top of the 7th inning, 5-3 Astros. Casey Legomina on the mound, Jose Altuve in the box. We're at 12 on the Dono train, 88 to go. 1-2 pitch, low and away. This is the plate by about 4 feet there. Sweeper, 2 balls and 2 strikes to Jose Altuve. 2-2 pitch, fouled off, low and at the knees. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Legomina to Altuve. Come on, Ems. We need a comeback, baby. Let's go. And we still haven't hit a home run yet. And again, normally when the Mariners don't hit a home run, we lose. So we're going to have to, get either 2 solo dingers like the Astros did, or we're going to have to get like a 2-run blast, 3-run blast, or grand salami here in the last, 3 innings, which won't be easy to do, but it's definitely possible. 2-2 pitch, high and away. Count now is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes from Legomina to Altuve. 3-2 pitch, fouled off again. Yeah, this is getting to be a long pitch count. That was pitch number 9. Come on, Casey, smoke them. But again, Jose is very crafty. They only got 14 laps to go though, Cole, right? Not sure if they'll cancel it altogether, maybe delay it. I guess it really depends on, how bad the weather is there. And 3-2 pitch, and that is a 10-pitch walk. Wow. Altuve to first. Now we have runners at first and second with 1 out. Next up is Victor Caratini. 1 for 3 so far here today. Top of the 7th inning, 5-3 Astros. And, it's not often that you see your ace get kind of blown up, for home runs, but again, it's the Astros. This is our number 1 rival. It's like when the Dodgers and the Giants play, it's just like any other rivalry matchup. Sometimes, things are going to go your way, and other times the rival is going to have their way with you. And you just have to be able to not hang your head. And as long as there's still, time to play, there's a chance to come back. First pitch from Legomina to Caratini, takes a strike looking right down the middle, 0-1 count. And obviously Woodworth and Cal trying to get Legomina on the same page. number retirement ceremony night for one of my favorite players of all time, Ichiro Suzuki. Limited tickets remain August 9th versus the Rays. Baseball Hall of Fame in 7 days for Ichiro. What a stud. I actually got a Ichiro autograph photo from my dad recently as well, obviously to celebrate the Hall of Fame induction. Oh, 1 pitch in play, and Caratini with a base knock to center. Whitcomb scores. Altuve to third. 6-3 Astros. Gosh, the sweep sounded so nice, but again, it's going to be very difficult because you have to understand, who are we going to be bringing in after Legomina? Probably not Brash or Bizzardo or Munoz. So if we're going to end up having kind of our shittier guys in the pen in the game, and we're also going to need to get hits and big ones. This one is starting to get away from us. 6-3 Houston. Next up is Christian Walker. Next up, with Walker here, first pitch, fouled off, high and inside, 0-1 count. Legomina on the mound, Christian Walker in the box. Oh, 1 pitch, high and inside with that sweeper by Legomina. 1 ball and 1 strike with runners on the corners at first and third and 1 out. Astros trying to prevent the sweep, and they're doing a great job of that at the moment. 6-3 lead. But again, as long as we have time, there's still going to be a chance. All we need is a meltdown by one of their pitchers, and we can get back in the game in an inning. So it's not over till it's over. But I'm not necessarily worried about our bats. I think I'm worried about the other guys in the pen, because if they keep pitching wild, they're going to continue to score runs the rest of the way. 1 ball and 1 strike from Legomina to Walker. Legomina did good yesterday. But again, Brash has been shaky lately. Mooney has been a little shaky lately. Literally, Gabe has been shaky for a month. Really, the only guy that's consistent in the pen right now as of late is Bizzardo. So you got 1 guy out of 10. That's not good. We have 4 guys out of 10 that are good, with Brash and Bizzardo and Spire and Mooney. But the problem is that you only get to see Brash, Mooney, once every few games. It's not every day. So and I don't think I would say Legomina stinks, Steph. Vargas stinks. I think Legomina, a little bit of inconsistency, but again, he did the job yesterday. So, that was the obvious choice instead of going in with someone like Vargas again. And I imagine they were probably debating between Legomina and Thornton to come in. So 0-1 pitch in play, and Walker got hit by a pitch there by Legomina. Now we got bases loaded with 1 out. But we definitely need 2 or 3 or 4, additions to the bullpen to get rid of some of these guys that are inconsistent, so we can, bolster the pen. But, every team has problems in the bullpen. It's not just us. First pitch from Legomina to Diaz, takes a strike looking, 0-1 count. 0-1 pitch, high and inside, 1 ball and 1 strike to Yanier Diaz. Oh, baby. Top of the 7th, bases loaded. Astros trying to prevent the sweep. They're doing a great job here today. We already won the series, but anytime you have a chance for a sweep, you're going to try to go after it. But really, pitching was not good today, by Brian Wu or our pen. We still have a chance, but it's starting to kind of get away from us here. 1-1 pitch in play, and another single. Sac fly, doesn't drop instead of a single, but Altuve nonetheless scores. 7-3 Stros. Now, I don't want to say the game is over, but it's kind of feeling like it. Again, I still think that we could get to 5 or 6 before the game is over, but if we still have inconsistent pitching by whoever's in, at this point, they're pacing for 10. Brutal. Next up is Taylor Trammell. But at least we won the series instead of getting swept or only winning a game. So at least we can, try to be positive. But definitely not the outcome we were expecting with Brian Wu here today. Next up, 1 for 2 with a solo dinger and 2 runs, RBI and a walk. Former Seattle Mariner Taylor Trammell. And Trammell back, and a double to center. Walker and Caratini scores. Now it's over. I mean, it was already over at 7, but now it's officially over. 9-3 Houston. Brutal. Shows you how important bullpen pitching and starting pitching really is. Next up is Mauricio Dubon. Damn, make the bleeding stop. Fucking A. Yeah. I mean, it is possible that we get, 1 to 4 runs in an inning, but again, if we keep giving up runs, it's not going to matter. It's like, we got to 7, but if we're at 7 by the 9th inning, they might be at like 13 based on what's going on right now. So I don't know how Julio missed that. Jesus Christ. Come on, Julio. That was definitely a hard hit ball, and he got himself turned around. And that ends up scoring 2. First pitch to Mauricio Dubon, takes a strike looking right down the middle. 0-1 count. 0-1 pitch, takes another strike looking in the zone. No balls and 2 strikes to Mauricio Dubon. 0-2 pitch, high and inside with the 4-seam fastball. 1 ball and 2 strikes with a runner at second and 2 outs. 9-3 Astro lead. Brutal. Nine unanswered runs. Boo. Fucking A. We finally get out of the inning, but we already bled out. This isn't like Call of Duty where you can call for a medic and you can get revived, and you can spawn again. We bled out. And now we're down 6 runs. Now, is it possible that we come back and, get to, 5, 6, 7, 8? Yeah, it could happen, but realistically, this one looks like it's over. All right, let's see what we can do here. At least best case scenario, let's try to get to 5 before the game is up, but we'll see where we go from here. And maybe we can get some, some stats for some of our players. Maybe we can get Julio with a homer, and maybe we can get Cal Raleigh with home run number 39. If we're going to lose, we might as well try to do something good, at least stat-wise with our players. Next up, 2 for 3 with a run, RBI, and a K, having himself a decent game besides that blunder in the outfield, Julio Rodriguez. Batting second, 1 for 2 with a base on ball, big dumper, Cal Raleigh. And batting third, 0 for 3 with a K, Randy Arozarena. Trident's up. Let's go M's. Let's make a rally here. Yeah, but it's pitching, man. It's not like our bullpen is one of the best in the world. It's like, we really only have a couple guys out of like fucking 10 that are good. And then we got a lot of other guys that are below average. And, you have to play them, so. All right, Mariner Moose. I mean, we need the most epic comeback of all time here. Fucking down 6. See if we can get a Julio home run or a Cal home run or a Randy home run or back-to-back-to-back home runs. I mean, anything. Just something positive here moving forward. Disagree, Steve. The calls were correct. Let's go to the bottom of the 7th inning. 9-3 Astros. I mean, just because Mariner fans hate Astros and Astros hate the Mariners, You just want to be able to get the call correct, because at some point it's going to happen to us down the road. So. Yeah, well, Logan Evans, is great at home, but not really very good on the road. So, Evans has had some electric performances this year at home, but, again, you can't just go based off, just the name recognition. Every game is going to be a little bit different. First pitch from King to Julio, takes a strike looking right down the middle. 0-1 count. At this point, if we're not going to win, or if it's going to be tough to do so, let's try to get some home runs and add to, the stat line for our guys. 0-1 pitch, fouled off by Julio Rodriguez. No balls and 2 strikes from King to Julio. Oh, 2 pitch from Brian King. Fouled off low and at the knees. No balls and 2 strikes to Julio Rodriguez. Come on, J-Rod. Let's go, baby. Oh, 2 pitch, big swing and a miss. Down goes Julio Rodriguez, 1 away. All right, Cal, we need home run number 39. That might be the only thing that makes us crack a little bit of a smile after we won this series. But again, we don't want to lose this badly to the Astros. And hopefully we can get a little bit of action here. First pitch, Cal in play and grounds out to the shortstop, 2 away. Well, down goes Cal. Next up is Randy Arozarena. First pitch to Randy Arozarena, high and away, 1-0 count. 0 for 3 with a K. Let's see if Randy can do something here. .2-0 pitch in play, and Randy got hit by a pitch. Hopefully he's okay. Randy to first. All right, we got 2 outs. We need a rally. Next up is Jorge Polanco, 1 for 3 with 2 RBIs. And if we can get a 2-run blast by Polo, we can get a little bit closer. Hopefully Randy's okay. He's, the ambassador of being hit the most on the team since Ty France is no longer on the roster. First pitch to Jorge Polanco, high and away, 1-0 count. King on the mound, Polo in the box. 1-0 pitch, high and away, four-seam fastball getting away from Brian King. 2 balls and no strikes with a runner at first and 2 outs. Astros up by 6, 9-3 here at T-Mobile. .2-0 pitch, high and away, paints the corner. 2 balls and 1 strike to Jorge Polanco. Where are we sitting on the likes right now? Have we hit 100 yet? We got to be getting close. We're at 97. We need 3 more likes to hit the number. And Polo flies out to left, and that is out number 3. We're at 98. 2 more likes to get to a hundo. If you're in the room and haven't smashed that like button yet, help us hit our goal. We need 2 to hit the goal. Let's go. End of the 7th inning, 9-3 Houston. Let's see who's up next for the Astros. Next up, 1 for 4 with 2 RBIs and a K, Cam Smith. Batting second, 0 for 3 with a run, base on ball and a K, Jose Altuve. And batting third, 2 for 4 with a run and an RBI, Victor Caratini. But the bottom line, it's like you got to get to 5 runs, 7 to 10 hits. We weren't able to do that yet. And Wu and Legomina weren't good today. Bottom line, and most of the time, Wu is going to be lights out. Today was not one of those days. Legomina, is usually, average. Sometimes he's good, like he was yesterday, retiring the side. Today, terrible. And again, we definitely need some help, in the bullpen. That's for damn sure. Restarting with 10 to go. Nice. And now the Burgos is coming in. 1 for Legomina. All right, now McCormick is coming in to pinch hit. So Burgos is going to be on the mound. Made his debut a few days back. And Chas McCormick is going to be pinch hitting. So let me throw up the photo of him. Top of the 8th inning, 9-3 Astros. Hard to be able to sweep a team as good as Houston, but at least we made up a little bit of ground in the division, based off the standings. So. All right, Hamlin, Bell, Elliott, Larson, and Bowman. 10 laps to go. Come on, Chase. First pitch from Burgos to McCormick. Takes a strike looking inside. Should have been called ball, but called strike. 0-1 count. Oh, 1 pitch, fouled off, and that same location, sinker. No balls and 2 strikes from Burgos to McCormick. Come on, Juan. I got the NASCAR Cup Series race Dover finally on. Got to be able to watch these last 10 laps. Hopefully Chase can get into the winner's circle. Started to kind of get into a nice little groove within the last few weeks. 0-2 pitch, fouled off right down the middle. No balls and 2 strikes from Burgos to McCormick. 0-2 pitch, in play, and McCormick with a single. Nice hit there by Chas. But we definitely let this game get away from us, that's for sure. Didn't do enough hitting-wise. Didn't get any home runs yet. Didn't pitch well with Wu. Didn't pitch well with Legomina. Kind of a recipe for disaster, but on the bright side, we won the series and we won 2 out of 3. That's a lot better than getting swept by the Astros or only winning 1 like they did. So, next pitch from Burgos to Whitcomb, takes a strike looking right down the middle. 0-1 count. Top of the 8th inning, 9-3 Houston. Oh, 1 pitch, takes a big swing and a miss right down the middle. No balls and 2 strikes from Burgos to Whitcomb. Let's go, Juan. All right, here we go. 8 laps to go. Come on, Chase. Chase is in what, 4th? Might be too far back. And then for your sake, Cole, hopefully it ends up being Christopher Bell. Oh, big wreck! Big wreck! Oh, shit! Huge wreck. 3, 4, 5 cars involved. Wow. Holy cow. Oh, my. 0-2 pitch, low and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Burgos to Whitcomb. Oh, my. And luckily, Hamlin, Bell, and Elliott, as well as Larson, were able to get out of that. Holy cow. Big caution. Top of the 8th inning, 9-3 Astros. Hopefully everyone is okay there. 1-2 pitch, low and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Shea Whitcomb. 2-2 pitch, low and away with the sinker. Count now is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Shea Whitcomb. Seeing the replay here if someone slid up the track a little bit there. And it's like dominoes. Once you end up having one driver hit the wall or hit a car, then all hell breaks loose. And obviously, drivers are being overly aggressive here. Wow. 3-2 pitch. Fouled off. Count now is 3 balls and 2 strikes to Shea Whitcomb. 3-2 pitch. And strikes him out looking. Nice job by Juan. Let's go. 1 away. Next up for the Astros, 1 for 4 with 2 RBIs and a K, Cam Smith. Yeah, Denny is hard to beat when he's got the lead. You know, again, unless we end up getting a restart and then, Christopher Bell can beat him off the line and then retake the lead. But if Denny is up front with clean air, just like almost any driver in that situation, Elliott or Bell or Kyle Larson, it's really hard to pass. It's like you almost need a caution. And obviously that's the last thing Denny wanted to see. But it's exactly what Bell and Chase and the others, Larson, wanted to see. 0-1 pitch, takes a strike looking in the middle. No balls and 2 strikes from Burgos to Smith. Top of the 8th with a runner at first and 1 out. 9-3 Astros. Shark Week on Discovery Channel starts tonight, and I've been watching that for 20, 30 years. So if you are a fan of Shark Fest on Nat Geo or Shark Week, it debuts tonight. And for a week straight, you're going to have 3 hours of content from 8 to 10 p.m. Pacific. All new content on Discovery Channel tonight. I will be watching. 0-2 pitch, low and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Cam Smith. And I love when we end up doing Shark Fest or Shark Week, because that means that we're one step closer to football season. Big facts. 1-2 pitch. And big swing and a miss. Down goes Cam Smith, swinging. 2 away. Next up is second baseman 0 for 3, Jose Altuve. Now, some guys, you can send down to AAA. Others, you're not going to be able to do that or just like cut a guy. There's obviously a lot of guys that are in the pen that aren't reliable, are very shaky. Even our best guys with Brash and Mooney have been a little shaky lately. And Gabe Spire has definitely went backwards lately. Really, the only guy that's trustworthy lately is Edward Bizardo. So hopefully that will change moving forward. But, every team deals with shitty bullpen pitching, and it makes you kind of wonder, if the bullpen is so shitty for every team in MLB, why do teams not address it? Instead of in free agency grabbing first basemen and right fielders, why aren't teams grabbing bullpen pitchers to bolster their pen? It's kind of one of those things that is not really talked about, but should be. We got plenty of guys in the farm that can play catcher, first, second, third, shortstop, left field, center field, right field. We don't need to be grabbing, guys like Solano and Mastroboni, Garver and Polo. We need to be grabbing guys that are starters and moving them into the pen, or grabbing other guys in the pen from other teams that are good and joining the Mariners. But, it seems like it's not one of those things that's that important to a lot of teams, but it definitely costs you more wins throughout a year than any other spot. The bullpen will definitely lose more games for your favorite team than any other position. 0-2 pitch in play. And Altuve, of course, doubles to center. McCormick to third, and now they're threatening again. Runners now at second and third with Victor Caratini walking up to the box. First pitch from Burgos to Caratini. Takes a strike looking right down the middle. 0-1 count. There we go. mean, good pitchers are just hard to come by. It's not easy to be able to manufacture, an amazing starting pitching staff, but also a bullpen. Oh, 1 pitch, low and away with that sinker by Burgos. 1 ball and 1 strike to Victor Caratini. All right, we're in overtime. Hamlin, Larson, Elliott in your top 3 spots. Come on, Chase. See if Hendrick Motorsports can find a way. 1-1 pitch, fouled off. Right down the middle. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Burgos to Caratini. But it really will depend on this restart here in overtime. And typically, Denny is flawless when he has the lead. But if he fucks up on any given moment here, you know that Chase and Kyle will be waiting to strike. 1-1 pitch, fouled off right down the middle. 1 ball and 2 strikes with runners at second and third and 2 outs. 9-3 Astro lead. We're bleeding out, baby. Stop the bleeding. Now, the best thing that we can ask for is, at least get some home runs late. In the bottom of the 8th and the obviously bottom of the 9th. Yeah, AM, me as well, man. We weren't expecting Brian Wu to, pitch like shit. Legomina to pitch like shit. And on top of that, we don't typically win when we don't homer. And speaking of RBIs and homers, Burgos gives up another double. 11-3 Houston. Christ. Next up is Christian Walker. And obviously the Astros did not want to get swept. Good effort by Randy. At least he tried to hustle to get to that ball, but was out of position. Looked like Julio might have been closer. Well, luckily, we only have games like this, maybe 5 times, 6 times, it feels like so far in the season. So, it's not a regular occurrence. And Christian Walker in play, grounds out to third, and we finally get out number 3. Brutal. All right, we're not coming back. We're not going to win, but at least we can get some maybe home runs, to get to 5. That's best case scenario. Next up for the Mariners, 0 for 3 with 3 Ks, Luke Raley. Batting second, 1 for 2 with a run and a K, Mitch Garver. And batting third, 0 for 3 with 2 Ks, Dominic Canzone. All right, here we go. 2 laps to go here in the NASCAR Cup Series. Hamlin, Briscoe, Larson. Chase slid down all the way to 5th. Not ideal. Come on. Oh, big wreck. Wow. And then the caution comes out. Denny can't believe it. He's losing his goddamn mind. He's like, unbelievable. But that puts Briscoe, Larson, Bowman, and a few others in position. Looks like Chase's chance of winning the race went down the drain like the Mariners today, but we'll see what happens as we are in overtime with another caution. All right, we got 2 innings to go to try to get 1 home run in this inning and 1 home run, obviously, in the bottom of the 9th. And if they could get 1 guy to homer, it's Cal Raleigh. But I'm not sure if, we're going to be able to get that. But, getting home run number 39 might be the only thing that makes me smile at this point, when we're down by fucking 8 runs. But at least we won the series, to be on the bright side. And, again, we're climbing the standings. This is not typically what Mariner baseball is all about. It only happens to us, I would assume we're only going to get blown out in 162 games, maybe 10 times in a season. And this might be like the 5th or 6th time that this has happened, but it's not a regular thing, thank God. So it is a great rivalry, Flying Monk, absolutely. And we got no break. We're going to be playing and streaming tomorrow against the Brew Crew, who are 18 games above 500. Holy hell. 58-40. And again, we're going to be live at 6:40 Pacific. And we got George Kirby on the mound versus Woodruff. So we'll see how it goes. And hopefully we can get it done. All right, let's go, Luke. Matt in the building. What's good? Bottom of the 8th inning, 11-3 Houston. Abreu on the mound, Luke Raley in the box. First pitch, high and away, takes a strike looking, 0-1 count. 0-1 pitch, big swing and a miss for Luke Raley. No balls and 2 strikes from Abreu to Raley. 0-2 pitch, high and away with that four-seam fastball. 1 ball and 2 strikes here in the bottom of the 8th. 11-3, H-Town leading the matchup. 1-2 pitch, low and inside at the hips. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Luke Raley. Well, we're down 8. It's not like we're down 1 or 2. So, obviously some people are going to go do other things. 2-2 pitch, big swing and a miss, and down goes Luke Raley, 1 away. Next up, catcher 1 for 2 with a run and a K, Mitch Garver. First pitch to Garv, high and away, 1-0 count. .1-0 pitch, low and inside at the hips. 2 balls and no strikes from Abreu to Garver. 2-0 pitch, takes a strike looking right down the middle. 2 balls and 1 strike from Abreu to Garver. We need to rally, but when you're down 8, not looking too good. I mean, at this point, if we can get to 5, that would be a win in my book at this point. We're not going to get the W in the win column, but, just to try to get a little bit of momentum, going into tomorrow. And we don't, when the Mariners don't hit a home run, we lose like 99.999% of the time. We can't win games with just ribbies, typically. So it's like usually we need to hit at least 1 or 2 homers, and preferably not just solo dingers to be competitive. And today we haven't hit 1, so there you go. Even if they didn't go for this big explosion late, if it was still 5-3, that might end up being the final score. So 2-2 pitch, fouled off right down the middle. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Abreu to Garver. 2-2 pitch, low and away with the four-seam fastball, missing the plate by about 2 feet. Count now is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Mitch Garver. 3-2 pitch, big swing and a miss, and down goes Mitch Garver, 2 away. Next up, 0 for 3 with 2 Ks, right fielder Dominic Canzone. Six subs away from 21,100. And we hit the 100 likes, which is great. And we're at, what are we at? 12, 88 to go on the Dono train. First pitch to Dominic Canzone, takes a strike looking, 0-1 count. .01 pitch, takes another strike looking right down the middle by Abreu. No balls and 2 strikes to Dominic Canzone. 0-2 pitch in play, and Dom with a single to right. Nice job, Dom. When you're facing adversity, I want to see who's still trying. Nice job by Dominic Canzone. Bottom of the 8th with 2 outs. Next up is Miles Mastrobuoni. Let's go, Miles. Overtime here in the NASCAR Cup Series at Dover. 3 to go. First pitch, high and away to Miles Mastrobuoni, 1-0 count. Hamlin, Briscoe, Bowman, Larson, Gibbs in your top 5. Chase Elliott, my guy, in 6th. Napa, no how. Now he's in 5th. And Briscoe and Hamlin are going at it. Ooh, 2 to go. 1-0 pitch, high and away. 2 balls and no strikes from Abreu to Mastrobuoni. Final lap. Hamlin just took the lead back from Briscoe, and his car looks like it's going to be the car that's going to win. Starting to pull away now. Again, Denny is one of those guys. He's not got a lot of fans, I think, globally, but is recognized as one of the top guys in the sport, even though he might not be one of the most popular. And Mastroboni flies out to center for out number 3. Let's go to the top of the 9th inning. We're only down by 8. And Denny Hamlin just won Dover. Wow. Briscoe got second, Bowman third, Larson fourth, Gibbs fifth, and Chase got sixth. But this was a race that Chase could have won. But again, it shows you how important, pit stops are, restarts are, and obviously cautions late. Nice job by Denny Hamlin. Well, I'm glad I got to check the end of that race. I just wish that Chase was, victorious, but, hopefully he will be in another race in the near future. All right, let's go to the top of the 9th inning and see who's up for the Astros. I mean, we've already been bleeding out for the last couple innings. Let's see what we have up here next. Next up, 0 for 3 with an RBI and a K, Yarnier Diaz. Batting second, having himself a great game, 2 for 3 with 2 runs, 3 RBIs, a base on ball, and a dinger going against his former team, Taylor Trammell. And batting third, 2 for 4 with a K, third baseman, Mauricio Dubon. Oh, Mariner Moose, we're down by 8. Not looking good. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. Where are we at on the likes? See if we can get to like 110 before the stream ends. And we're at 106. So we need 4 more likes to hit the second goal. Now we're at 107. 3 more likes to hit the secondary goal of 110. Let's see if we can get that number. Going against the Brew Crew tomorrow won't be easy, but I'm definitely up for the challenge. And I think that we will match up with them very well. And again, we got to hit homers. That's how we're going to be competitive. And hopefully tomorrow we hit like 3 or 4 of them, setting the tone, obviously on a good foot forward, moving, obviously, in this, matchup that obviously started off great, but today we got our ass kicked, plain and simple. First pitch from Burgos to Diaz, fouls it off right down the middle, 0-1 count. Burgos on the mound, Diaz in the box. 0-1 pitch in play, and flied out to first and fouled out, 1 away. There we go, Juan. Next up, 6-hole hitter, 2 for 3 today with a dinger, center fielder Taylor Trammell. First pitch high and away to Taylor, 1-0 count. Sweeper missing the zone just barely. Tries to paint the corner and just misses. 1-0 pitch, takes a strike swinging, low and inside. 1 ball and 1 strike from Burgos to Trammell. Oh, man. I hate when we end up, being down by a number that's like impossible to come back from. But it could have been worse. We could have been down 11-3 by like the 3rd inning. And then you're sitting here for, 6-7 innings after just waiting for the game to end. But, hopefully we get at least a home run in the bottom of the 9th, just to pat the stats a little bit. 1-1 pitch, fouled off right down the middle. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Burgos to Taylor Trammell. 1-2 pitch, low and at the knees. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Burgos to Trammell. Top of the 9th, 11-3 Stros. Come on, Juan, finish strong. And obviously we're not going to be, using anybody that we want to save for tomorrow. 2-2 pitch in play, and Taylor Trammell singles to right. Nice hit there by Taylor against his former team. Next up is Mauricio Dubon. Now we need a slow dribbler right up the middle for a double play to get out of this hellhole. Take it easy, bro. Top of the ninth, 11-3 Houston. First pitch, in play, and fouled out to first. 2 away. Next up in the 8-hole, left fielder Cooper Hummel. Oh, they're going to go Chas McCormick. That's right. He came in and had that hit on that last at-bat. Totally forgot about that. That happens when you end up getting your ass kicked by 8. First pitch from Burgos to McCormick. Fouls it off right down the middle. 0-1 count. Top of the ninth, down by 8. Runner at first with 2 outs. 11-3 Houston lead. They prevented the sweep and won 1 game out of 3. 0-1 pitch. Takes a strike looking right down the middle. No balls and 2 strikes to Chas McCormick. Let's go, Burgos. Top of the ninth, 11-3 Houston lead. Burgos on the mound. McCormick in the box. 0-1 pitch. Takes a strike looking right down the middle. No balls and 2 strikes from Burgos to McCormick. 0-2 pitch in play. And McCormick lined out to left. And that is it. All right, here we go. Last chance here for the Seattle Mariners to at least pad the stat line a little bit. Let's see who's up next to see if we can have some Mariner magic. We're not going to come back and win, obviously. But if we can get to 5, best case scenario, that would be great going into tomorrow against the Brew Crew. Next up, 1 for 4 with 2 Ks, J.P. Crawford. Batting second, 2 for 4 with a run, RBI and 2 Ks, Julio Rodriguez. And batting third, 1 for 3 with a base on ball, big dumper, Cal Raleigh. And I think the best case scenario is if we can get Cal the homer to get to number 39, at least that'll be something positive before this game ends. Trident's up. Let's go M's. 11 runs, 13 hits from the Astros. Golly. You know, and again, sometimes this is going to happen, right? You know, sometimes it's going to be like game 1 and game 2, and we're, floating on cloud 9. And then sometimes it's going to be like game 3 where we just get our ass kicked and we don't have good pitching by Wu or Legomina or anybody else, Burgos. And on top of that, we didn't hit any home runs. You're not going to win games scoring 1-3 that often in MLB. You got to get to 5. And even if we were able to get to 5 and had 2 home runs, by Julio and Cal, we still would have lost. So, again, we just have to be able to, keep our chin up, realize that we ended up winning the series, and we're catching some ground on the Astros. Gained another sub. 5 subs to go to 21,100. All right, JP. Let's go, baby. JP, Julio, Cal, potential last 3 batters in this matchup. Let's go. There's no Mariner Moose magic at this point, but, it is what it is. 18 games above 500. Milwaukee Brewers. Golly. But at least Shark Week starts today, so that'll give me something to look forward to here in a couple hours. And again, it's always fantastic programming on Nat Geo for Shark Fest, which is all month long. And then Shark Week is a tradition that I've been doing for pretty much since it started. So definitely can't wait to be able to see all the new, documentaries and little shows that they have put together. 3 hours of content for a week straight. First pitch to J.P. Crawford. There we go, J.P. Double to center. My boy. There we go. I like seeing guys, show some effort even when we're getting our ass kicked. Next up, Julio Rodriguez. Let's see if we can get Julio to homer or Cal Raleigh. Let's go. Nice job by JP getting on base. There we go. We got to 110. Let's see if we can get to 115 before the stream ends. 5 more. Let's see if we can squeeze out maybe 5 more before the stream ends, if possible. First pitch to Julio Rodriguez from Gusto. High and away. 1-0 count. Exactly. Julio in the box. Gusto on the mound. 1-0 pitch, high and inside. 2 balls and no strikes to Julio Rodriguez. And based off those 2 pitches, if that was at the beginning of the year, it would be an 0-2 count. So Julio is getting better, at reading pitches in the box lately. Taking that break off, during the All-Star game was the right decision. Bottom of the 9th, 11-3 lead. J.P. Crawford with a double to start off the bottom of the 9th, which is great. And we got a 2-0 count on Julio Rodriguez. 2-0 pitch and hit hard, but flied out to left, 1 away. That man in the building, what's good? Saw that Denny ended up winning the Dover race, was watching. Was hoping that Chase was going to get the victory, but, when he started to slide back there late when it went into overtime, I knew he had no chance. Next up for the Mariners, 1 for 3 with a base on ball with a runner at second. Big dumper, Cal Raleigh. First pitch, takes a strike looking high and away, 0-1 count. Come on, Cal, we're looking for home run number 39. Let's get to 5. But at least we won the series. It's not always going to go in our favor, so. Bottom of the 9th, 11-3 lead. 0-1 pitch, high and away. 1 ball and 1 strike to big dumper, Cal Raleigh. I'll take some stats in garbage time in any game that we play in. One pitch, takes a strike looking right down the middle. 1 ball and 2 strikes to big dumper, Cal Raleigh. Yeah, but typically when you have like the pole, you're leading the most laps, you hope that you have a top 5 finish or top 2 or top 3, but just wasn't in the cards today. Bottom of the 9th, runner at second, J.P. Crawford. Gusto on the mound, big dumper in the box. 1-2 pitch, fouled off, low and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes with a runner at second and 1 out. Especially when you're that good, if you get the pole, you're leading the most laps. At that point, if you don't win, you better finish in the top 3, not just top 5, if you're that dominant, right? But sometimes if you have a bad pit stop or, you end up not having a good run, there was a lot of wrecks there late, just didn't fall into his favor, but, hopefully he'll be able to get another dub. We're getting close to the playoffs, as we know. 1-2 pitch, high and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes to big dumper, Cal Raleigh. Come on, Cal. This might be the only positive thing that we can have left, after we're getting, absolutely obliterated 11-3. 2-2 pitch, high and away. 3 balls and 2 strikes to big dumper, Cal Raleigh. Come on, Cal. Let's go, home run derby champ. And the faster that he can get to home run number 39 and home run number 40, the better chance he's going to have more than 55 home runs. If he wants to be able to be at 66 to 70, he needs to keep up the pace. And obviously he's pacing for 64 home runs now. But if he doesn't hit home run number 39 or 40 relatively quick, he might only finish, with 50 to 59 home runs. He might not get to 60 or beyond. 3-2 pitch, fouled off. Right down the middle. Count still full. 3 balls and 2 strikes to big dumper, Cal Raleigh. Come on, Cal. Three-two pitch in play and grounded out to second. Crawford to third, 2 away. Home run number 39. We'll have to wait until we go against the Brewers. Next up, 0 for 3 with a K, Randy Arozarena. Come on, Randy. See if Randy can hit a 2-run blast to get us to 5. Come on, baby. First pitch, high and away with that sinker by Gusto, 1-0 count. Plus, with the stream that went 4 hours plus yesterday, it'll at least give me a chance to rest my voice a little bit. And we're going to be streaming every day for a couple weeks straight, so it's going to be a grind. 1-0 pitch, high and inside. 2 balls and no strikes to Randy Arozarena. But at least I'm all over the cough drops and the Ricola. I got to make sure my voice is good. I'll get a chance to spend some time with my pup, which is always a great time for me. And we got fucking Shark Week starting in a couple hours on Discovery Channel. Let's go. 2-0 pitch. Fouls it off right down the middle. 2 balls and 1 strike with a runner at third, J.P. Crawford with 2 outs. I mean, even if we can get to 4, better than 3. But we'll see if Randy can get a RBI single or, best case scenario, a 2-run blast. 2 balls and 1 strike with a runner at third and 2 outs. 11-3 Astro lead. 2-1 pitch in play, and Randy flies out to left, and that is the game. Not ideally what we wanted to be able to see there, but, shit happens, at least that we won the series. We ended up hitting our goal on the likes, which is great. And again, we got the Brew Crew tomorrow and George Kirby on the mound. So I like our chances going into, tomorrow's series with the Brew Crew. We wanted the sweep. We weren't able to get it. The Astros are crafty. And again, we won 2 out of 3. And again, it is what it is. Final score, Houston Astros 11, Seattle Mariners 3. And again, I'm going to enjoy the rest of my Sunday. And we'll be live tomorrow at 6:40 Pacific for the Brewers and the Mariners. And I got one question for you. Who talk sports like us? Your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics, and I'm out. Tridents up. Go Mariners.